Does it pain you, little son? Crave you salve to soothe the ache? Fire to sear the wound in your heart? little son! Little son!
Welcome to ChaoticCalling Streaming. How are you all doing today? We're going to get into our game here shortly, but I felt it necessary to kind of read a little thing that I kind of put together because I just want to state with the open game license situation that's going on. It has a lot of people kind of concerned and everything. I just want to say I want to open up my platform for just a second to remind everyone that we are still a community. Let's not forget to support those who are trying to grow, to share the new stories under the same banner that brought us together. Let's not forget to allow there to be humility towards those who have transgressed against us. Make the statement, let them know, let them have a chance to make it right. Learn to forgive, but I won't ask you to forget. Hold those accountable, and don't continue to steer hatred towards the situation lest we become like those that we are opposed. I still love D&D, and I will attempt to continue to stream D&D gameplay and pray Hasbro learns its lesson about community. So, remain a community, everybody. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Hey.
Hello.
Good, microphones are working. How's everybody? All right, cool. So last time we were here, after playing Jack and the Beanstalk the week before, and getting armor made and processing mithril ore that you've had farmed in the mines in space. You guys have quite the list being made right now, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We've taken time to, well, Squiggles has promptly knocked somebody the F out, and you guys have questioned them on why they were there, and, you know, trying to extract information. They kept telling you, if I tell you, I'm gonna die. And you're like, oh, you know what, let me show you what this thing can do, right? Take them up to space, freak them the F out, bring them back down, and then shortly after, they get out of the ship, panicking a bit, you know, trying to push information. They tell you about the Hill of Might, asking about stuff, asking about technology, asking about the things that are being created on the particular grounds where, you know, technically you guys didn't create any of this, but this is technology they've never seen before. And he says they're going to kill me if they know, and you guys try to recruit this guy under your banner, I think, provide him a better life, whatever. As soon as he stepped out of the ship, though, he got assassinated. Pity that. No, right? But you are aware that the professor is being looked at. But you had your own business to take care of. Upon the business of, like, I think we pretty much spent some time buying supplies, right? And checking in on the forged mithrils, plates that were being made, hat plates or chain vests that were being made. I can't quite remember your order exactly. I'm sure I got it written down here somewhere. You've, you know, with the shadows and the shop that was left to Fizz as a reward from a deck of many things draw, the shop itself has started to turn into a clean place. The workers there who were working with Professor Smithers' spot have cleaned it up and set up tables and everything. And you guys have managed to also recruit Calliope into your corner. Well, that was the week before, right? I'm trying to remember as much as I can here. Calliope had joined because Shay was trying to assign her to an adventuring guild, and you guys were just the convenient ones to take her in. And upon doing so, you guys already had so many adventures already, it's kind of hard to believe you're going to have to leave this wonderful planet soon. But you, one of the last things I recall, we wanted to find out about the other informants, the other people that the Hill of Might were looking into, the Quintessa. And you've heard that they have a place at the moment currently on the 3rd floor in the Golden Goose. 2 of you decide to sneak around, scout the place out, steal some candelabras, steal a paladin sword. Some of you decide to go to the front desk and have a conversation. Express how you're interested in the rooms and want to see what the rooms look like and come up with this elaborate plan to maybe even stay the night because it's a very fanciful place. Why not? We got money. As you're being shown the rooms and as you're being rogues, like rogues will be rogues, don't get me wrong. But, you know, you guys kind of got cornered on the wrong side of the hallway. The paladin, or whoever the guy was that was trying to clean up, rushed out of the hallway to try to find his sword that is apparently missing. And, you know, seeing the two people at the end of the hallway being the only two people that he sees anywhere, you know, approaches and tries to say, hey, have you seen it? Trying to be cordial as he could be. But eventually it got to where everybody, including the receptionist and everybody, kind of like fell into this area where a zone of truth was placed. And Charlie was being questioned about, where's the sword? Where have you seen it? And could not lie. And eventually you gave the sword back. After he said, look, I will not do any consequences to you. Just give it back. It's very important. And you done so, and he kept his word. Maybe next time it won't be a paladin. But you guys got off the hook with that. But after that, you guys have been trying to get into this room where the guard is just kind of like standing watch, and well, after that you guys kind of opened your mouth a bit saying protection is silly here and whatnot. So the receptionist's like, well, I guess I don't have a room for you, and you guys pretty much make your way out. As you're walking away, you did meet Shang-Chi briefly as she says, you mean to tell me that these are the people who got you killed? And she was apparently crushing an amulet to say, well, that problem has been solved, and walks away pretty much. And for those above table, Shang-Chu is a phantom rogue who basically took the guy that died last night and says, you know what, I don't want to deal with your ghost. Crunch. And never has to hear from him ever again. Upon that, I guess at this point, you guys are free to explore the city. Do as you wish for now. Set up for whatever you have left for the day. For I think we did all this pretty much mid-morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the day is
Somewhere around
yours.
that.
Oh, yeah, and I guess Kunai's got a couple candelabras, huh?
I'm
Correct.
surprised she didn't take those from you.
Hey, quiet.
I mean, they're in his bag of holding. We don't know about it, right?
He literally admitted to it.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Never know. You never know how I got those. I could have bought them.
Yeah,
She's
but
just going to sort of stare at you.
Okay, look.
No, you didn't.
It is your opinion, my friend.
I think you're
Golly.
confusing opinion and fact.
Ali,
Anyways,
it is all fun and games, if I'm correct.
which you are not.
sorry.
I saying
That
I'm
was
not
our
fun.
one lead on the Hill of Mites. Now it is
More
gone.
leads will come. More leads will come. World is our oyster. Much
Question-
more than the world, actually.
Question mark. Are you guys staying near the Golden Lobster, or have you kind of like moseyed in a direction? Do we have it?
Lobster.
Or goose. Sorry, Golden Goose. I forgot what city we're in. Are you guys staying by the hotel, or are you making your way to a location? What is the party's intentions? Because I need to know if you guys are just loitering or not.
Probably best to start moving before they ask us impolitely to move.
Yes. Fizz, didn't we want to check on our order? Didn't we want to check on that?
Yeah, I guess we could go swing by the blacksmith whose name I will remember in a moment. Where
Arr,
did I
Oh,
put
I didn't
that?
know that was a common name in these parts.
that is a common name. Yeah, so Orvin Ironbane, the name that I will remember is
Thank you, Orvin. Yeah.
As you kind of like walk away from this location, though, you do see another young woman, much younger than the other one, just kind of like stroll past you. And, I don't know if you take notice or not, but she heads inside as you guys continue to walk away. There is a brief moment that if you did want to interact with her, we can have her stop, but that's up to you guys.
Would be a good way to stop her.
Old person
pardon
usually
me.
work. No. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, tripping them usually works.
Yeah, DM having nightmares over here. Go for it.
Pardon me, I'm a bit lost. Are you from around here?
Okay, so you stop her with that comment. I'll allow it. She kind of like takes a look at you. I'm sorry, do I know you?
Well, no, but you do look like you know where you're going.
No, I'm just staying in the city for a few days.
Oh, apologies. I guess
Yeah.
I'll ask someone else for directions.
That's fair enough. And
That was awkward. Let's continue.
she walks into the golden goose as you walk away. All right, not every conversation's golden, right? Samuel, if you want, you can be back with the party at this point. Like, you just kind of been in the shadows at this whole time, but for now you're kind of like with them, but not with them. But now you're actually here, so you're with them.
Okay.
So I can make you pay for consequences now. All right, but yeah. The pilot, Samuel, has been tagging along with you and now kind of like makes his presence known. He's been kind of like waiting out here now that you're all here. Now you guys are all back together. The intention is to go to Orvin.
I guess go to Orvin, check on the order.
Alrighty, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what do we order?
Mithril armor.
Ooh, nice. Is that for everyone or just certain people?
I mean, I don't remember if you were here or not. We ordered special armor for us that we're going to get enchanted. And then we ordered a couple extra just for the shop.
I don't think Samuel was here. I think he was with the ship when we ordered.
Well, I mean, like I said, we'll have an extra one lying around. We'll find out when we talk to Orvin.
Okay. Yeah, I just been napping in the ship. It was comfy.
You good? We'll get you hooked up.
Definitely trying to find certain things in my notes. All right. Yeah.
Same DM.
Yeah. Is it underneath the butterfly trade? Was it in there by chance?
The last thing
No.
Samuel remembers was talking about opening a brewery.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to be here for that conversation, but that was like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Unfortunate.
Unfortunately, things happened.
Yeah, that's how it flows, right?
Good.
I
Thought
mean,
I had it.
yeah. So I don't know the exact order. Basically, I think we had like what 4 or 5 pieces that were ordered for sure.
I know Kunai ordered a breastplate. That's all I remember.
Just a second.
Yeah.
I swear I thought I had it in my character sheet and it's not there, and I'm like, we talked about this hardcore.
You
can check the log.
I know we typed stuff in chat, but then I was like, man, that's...
I'll check the log if I can see it anywhere. Open another tab with a log in it.
Welcome to the non-taking notes section.
He was
No,
here, so
I have all kinds of other stuff written down. I don't know where this went.
It's all right. We'll definitely kind of.
Bagman took it.
Yeah, the bagman took it. He gave it to Robot. So, like, yeah, the other guys on Friday are like, where does this mithril mail coming from? I had it all in a bag of holding. I don't know what happened to it.
Okay.
Wow. You know, I wonder if I just wrote a notepad, because I'm notorious for just writing things in notepad and then saving it and forgetting it. So I wonder if I did something like that.
Pause.
Yeah.
Oh,
see here. Beauty contest results. Very important information.
There we go.
Chaos cult.
That's
Very
right.
important
It
information.
was
Country
half plate
bumpkin.
and breastplate were, I think, what we were making.
Yeah.
Just because those were the highest. So I believe we ordered personally half plates and breastplates, and then the other ones we just had chain shirts made,
Right.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. Because we got the good stuff for us, and then we're like, then we just make some like regular chain shirts on the side for whoever.
Monday Mad Mage. Oh. Thought I found it on my end. All right, yeah. I mean that's fair. I believe there was like even if we don't remember exactly, we can definitely like say, all right, what is it that you guys wanted for yourselves, and then make it happen. Because I think there was like a couple pieces that we were going to sell at the shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the end result? Like we could just kind of make this happen. You need it. Like, what's the best armor mithril that you can have for each of yourselves if you're trying to provide for everybody?
Half plate is the best for medium armor. I don't know if anybody can go above medium armor.
Are you druid? Is that what I'm remembering? Calliope?
Yeah, I'm a druid, so I don't think I can wear mithril.
Yeah, you're like metal. Ooh, yuck. Gross. Get that away from me.
Yep, so just leave Calliope out of this. She has her own fashion sense. She wants to wear her dress. Get that nonsense away.
Yeah, you just remember you need other stuff for whatever. We got the funds for it, but yeah, us as people that wear metal.
Yeah.
You are going to get such a rash from that. I know it.
Constitution saving throw for what, DM? Rash. So, well, yeah, that's the general question for everybody. Like, was there anybody else benefiting from this, or are the rest of the armors going up for sale?
Hey, found it.
Hey, there you go. Even Sam's getting a half plate. How about that?
Oh, cool. So I was here for that.
2 half plates, 2 breastplates.
Yep, that sounds right. And then
I think there was.
let's just. I don't remember how many the other one was, but I think it was only like maybe 4 or 5 tops.
So
Yeah, it was like 4.
So what I'm gonna
It's
do,
like 4.
and they were gonna be sold at the shop anyway. So whatever, I'm gonna try to promote the, like I'll be doing rolls for the shops when you come back to check on it, and I'll have that as a consideration. Like this was part of the stock, so you might do a little bit better if you do some stocking. Otherwise, it's gonna have like average kind of monopoly on it, or monopoly. No, it's, you know what it is. It's profits. That's what I'm talking about. Been watching too much shit. All right. Before I get into the OGL stuff again, let's get out of there. Before I start asking for royalties from you guys. No.
We got.
Jefferson comes
I guess
out
we
with
could
his
just
new Logan
say
license. No, sorry.
We had 4 armors and then just 4 change certs.
Yeah. I think these here
Call
are
it
fine.
even.
So yeah. Like you're wanting to get this stuff enchanted, which he has all this ready for you. So when you go in to see Orvin, you could see like 4 mannequins that were placed out in the front, and it's this very crisp looking mithril plates that have been fashioned in a way to kind of like fit over the, like I would imagine like they would have to take size measurement for those who had an interest, since it's not magical armor yet, but it will be soon, so maybe not. Anyway, they make you 2 basic half plates, 2 basic breastplates, and yeah, you're able to take those armors down and carry them over to Elvarina, or he can send somebody to deliver that for you, whatever you want to do. So yeah, if you want me to, yeah, go ahead.
I think we could take them over there and just go say hi now, and then whenever you have the change shirts ready, you could just send them directly over to the shop. We have it pretty much up and running now, so.
Aye, laddie, that sounds like a great idea. Here, you'll probably want to take a cart, and he'll like give you a wheelie cart to kind of like put all the heavy plate mail on there. Like, these things are
Yeah.
heavy, you know. Can't imagine you just carrying this stuff over. So it gives you a way to transfer them unless you guys want to use your bags of holding instead.
I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Like
I was just gonna put it in
he
my.
like he doesn't know, right? So he's like, here, if you want, you could just put them on, and you're like halfway digging one into. Oh, or you could do that. Yeah, that works too.
Sorry, we're a little spoiled, Orvin.
No, I used to be spoiled once. And he just seems to be lost thinking about a home cooked meal or something. All right.
I tell you what, Orvin, I appreciate this, and while we're out there mining, if we come across some more mithril, you're
Yeah.
the first one I let know.
Aye, aye. Looking forward to it. All right, you kiddos, you better get on your way. Don't want to be stuck in an old workshop like this with an old geezer like me.
No, I actually hope this is my retirement one day, something like this.
It's not half bad. Believe it or not, I only take care of the till now. I used to be back there. And you guys do kind of like hear hammering noises and workshop being used. Like at least 4 or 5 dwarves are in the back working on weapons and armors of various degrees, and probably some of the chain shirts that you've ordered, right? But Orvin says thank you for your patronage. If there's anything else I can give for you, you know where I am. Come back and see me if you find some more of this metal. We'll definitely work out a deal.
Will do, Orvin. Will do.
All right, so what's the party want to do now? Elvarina?
Yep.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, Elvarina would probably be the best bet.
I always
Unless
love
anybody else wants to go somewhere.
I always love introducing Elvarina to Friday. All the new
Mhm.
people are like, I'm in a... Oh, wow, this woman
Calliope, did you meet Elvarina yet?
Delvarina. I don't think she liked me.
Oh, okay. Hey, don't worry. She
Ah,
doesn't like most
mhm.
people, I bet.
Yeah, that's just her. So, yeah, all right.
No, that's
All right, so we're going to Elvarina's shop. You go to the Arcanium Spellweaver, and as per usual, there's an elven woman with golden eyes, long brown hair, with the soft tips at the pit, or soft pink tips at the tip of the hair. She kind of like closes a book, looks over at you from her spectacles that she has on at the moment, sets them aside, and takes a deep breath as the orbs of light just kind of like ignite over your guys' head, indicating that you've entered the shop. She just seems to be taking a breath, getting ready. Well, I see you've made it.
Yeah, we have. How's my favorite mage doing today?
Well, I've had better days, but let's not beat around the bush. I'm sure you're here for a reason. Your order must have gotten completed, I take it.
It did. It did.
Very well. Well, then if you're ready to procure the items, I'll have them sent to the Arcana promptly.
Oh.
Mhm.
Pull them out of the bags of holding.
And as you
And,
do, I don't know, in a way she's kind of like wanting to show off a little bit too. She takes her staff and she just kind of like taps it on the floor, and there's like a black igniting light kind of like in the middle of the air, and then the space just kind of like opens up like a bag of holding, and then she just tells you put it in there. And as you take it out of your bag of holding and slide it into this interdimensional space, it just kind of like disappears in there. And she just has you put all the armor in there, and then once it's done, she claps her hands and it seals off. They'll get started right away.
always showing those special talents of yours. Yes, this Fizz is like eyeballing his bag of holding and eyeballing that.
Well, who the hell do you think made your bag? An artificer?
Yeah,
Ugh.
Yeah, I didn't even make this bag.
She's kind of like taking pride in the fact that she's got one up on you at the moment, just because of that. But she doesn't lord it over you because she knows how much you're paying, right? It's like, well, as I said before, I have many of the mages back at the Arcana helping me with this order. They'll get started on it as soon as they get to the bins, and then I will let you know first thing tomorrow. Probably about afternoonish. It should be completed.
Appreciate that.
And
Any word on the gemstone I gave you?
I've managed to deliver it to Spencer, however, he has been preoccupied with other events, so nothing yet.
No worries. There's always time.
Yep.
Until there's not.
Yes, well, seems to be a lot of time for a lot of strange things to happen, I'm sure.
Especially if our druid keeps planting beans.
I didn't plant the bean, I druid crafted it.
Sorry. Druid crafted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a difference, huh?
I mean, there needs to be some experiments into that. Best way to figure out how the magic works.
Very fair, very fair.
We found a giant's castle in the clouds, Elfarina.
So you managed to find beans from the bag of beans, is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we keep coming across them here and there.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I have one right here if you want to look at it.
Well, if you're looking to get rid of it, I'll take it off your hands for 100 gold.
For me or for you?
I take your bean, I give you 100 gold. If you want to keep the bean, then keep the bean. I'm just thinking of a safe way to dispose of them.
Surprised you're not wanting to study them.
I already know more than I need to about them.
That's fair.
See, we get this wonderful spell called Identify, and if there's any magic to it, it tells us everything about it, pretty much. She's just kind of like gloating at you now. Yes, well then.
I mean, I have Identify as well.
You can certainly use it on that and find out all the information you need then.
Space level information. I'd rather do some experimentation, and Calliope will put it away.
Fair enough. I just thought I'd offer it for you. After all, I do buy magical items from time to time.
Fair. It is noted.
Very well. Your order will be processed promptly, my good gnome.
Wait a second, Kunai, did you ever sell that axe or whatever that thing was that made
giant
that weapon?
hammer?
Was that Kunai
No.
that had that?
I have not sold that bloody giant hammer.
A giant hammer, you say?
I would kind of like shake. I would kind of like pull it out of my bag of holding, just like this giant thing, and it just flops on the ground.
Yeah. What was it called again? Is it the Sun Forger or?
Let me look at my character sheet. Yeah, Sun Forger.
Alright, so you show that off. Well, isn't this a pretty specimen? Yes, it seems you would have to really want to use a warhammer if you wanted to put this to good work. Are you looking to sell it, or...? Did we lose Knight? Did we lose him? Is he?
I think he's bouncing.
That's a bird brain for you.
Right?
Nightmare, where you at? Jeez. It's not time for break yet.
I was wondering if I just couldn't hear him again, or if
he's going in and out.
I don't hear him at all.
I keep hearing him ping in and out. Like, I think his Discord's actually crashing a little bit.
Here, let's do this to him. Nightmare, are
Nightmare,
you
can
there?
you hear us?
Maybe he needs to leave on his own and come back. Oh, here's an unread message. What do we got?
That's
Oh.
just me.
Oh, okay. Weep. I guess we'll get back to that hammer later.
Right?
We'll put that to the side for now. Is there anything else I can help the rest of your crew with?
Calliope.
Have you heard of the awakened shrub?
I've heard of shrubs that have awakened, yes.
I heard there is an object or a pot that could allow you to grow one. Would that be among your items?
What is the name of said pot?
I think it's the pot of awakening. I'm double checking.
I think you are correct. I just needed the name so I can look it up.
Hey.
What?
I've had this before. It's awesome.
I'm just trying to think of magic items she would want. My problems. I don't know magic items.
No, that's fair.
They're always like, oh, look at these 5 lists of super ultra rare magic items. Like, no, I just want an uncommon one.
This thing ain't even uncommon. It's common for some reason. I don't know why. I guess
And it should be cheaper.
Yeah, I guess walking plants is a thing in this realm, huh?
Yeah.
We'll make it a 50 gold purchase. How about that? And she only has the
Oh.
one.
You don't trust me with 10 of these?
No, I don't. Look, I don't trust druids with 6 badgers. Why should I trust you with 10 10 awakened shrubberies?
I already have some in Fae, so... Joking aside, Calliope is just going to look at Fizz, because he is currently the wallet.
Just
Oh yeah, of course.
chink. That's like
Chink.
There you go, yeah.
Yep.
He flashes his debit card and money's automatically transferred and you have a pot of awakening. 25 gold.
Really?
Nightmare, welcome back.
Thank you. IRL stuff. Okay, I'm back. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, okay, so are you looking to sell the hammer?
Yes. What is your highest offer you can give me?
I can give
Because
you...
with these noodle arms, I really can't do anything with it.
I could probably give you about 3,500 gold. As that is the current amount of money that I have available for me to spend on anything at the moment.
Yeah, I know a buyer in space. I'm pretty sure he'll give me a higher price for it.
Ah, yeah, share space, yeah. It's just
Fizz, you know that Gizmo guy that really wanted it, right?
Yeah, no. There is that. Elverina, why do you like kind of smirk at space? Do you just not?
You're just saying space like it's a thing. What is it? Some interdimensional space? Or are you just talking out your butt?
I think
No,
we're
we're
talking
in
about
the
the
same-
astral.
Ah, the
Oh.
Astro Sea is a different location altogether. You have access to it.
No, I'm talking about you just fly up straight and keep going, and then there's planets and universes and galaxies, and there's space. There's all kinds of stuff.
I'll take your word for it.
You should. I fly.
Very well. I'll get back to the task that I'm capable of. Is there anything else I can do for you here at the shop?
Anybody else
We
need
do.
anything?
Do you have... Oh, I'll let anyone else go ahead.
Do you have any arrows? I don't think this is a shop for arrows, but
If you're just looking to quickly buy some arrows, they're 1 gold per quiver. Quiver contains 20, and here, you can have these. How many do you need? How many do you need, just so I can make it convenient?
I'll just take 1 quiver. It's help me restock my arrows.
Fair enough.
So I'll give her a gold piece.
3,501 gold. Anyway. You were looking for something, my Futterbog friend.
I've heard of, from where I'm from, garments of elven kind, cloaks or boots. They're
Very
a little
popular.
uncommon.
They are very popular with those who want to be quiet. I'm kind of for
Yes.
that kind of thing, being quiet. Kind of like
Well,
stares in no random, just one of your random party members just kind of like staring.
Yes, well, I'm a bit, not quiet. Gestures towards her 6'4" height.
Yes, it happens to the worst of us, doesn't it?
How tall is she?
She's an elf, so she's probably standing at about 5'5". But she's sitting in a chair, so she's not like standing up to compare heights or anything.
Yeah. So I would prefer the cloak, but if you only have the boots, that would be fine.
I'm just trying to remember, because I think we had some recent purchases, so I gotta take that into account.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, some players recently, or I guess I'll do it in here. Apparently, some of your party, or maybe someone else I'm thinking of, has recently made purchases. Let me see what I have left in stock, though. She says no to the boots, but she does have a cloak laying around.
Does she have 2?
No.
Damn. Okay. You asked first.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine with the mithril. You know. We'll
Yes,
be alright.
you. I need to hide a bit more than you.
Plus, looking at my druid friend, pass without a trace.
Yes, I have that, and my
Good.
ability to turn invisible. But the more people don't see, the less I get hits.
Seems to be a very common theme amongst people. Elverina just kind of like comments offhandedly. Yes, this here usually goes for 700 gold pieces.
If I bought it with something like a deck of illusions, would the combined purchase give a bit of a discount for
No,
clearing of stuff?
we don't have the deck of illusions, unfortunately.
Guessing that's one of the banned items.
Well, it's more like it's a Dix per item now.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
Yeah.
I'm
Don't
guessing.
worry. 700's fine. Like normally we could maybe haggle, but to be honest, it really doesn't hurt us that much. Elverina, you know, she's good business.
Well, your
I guess
gold is
keeping-
welcome here.
Gold is gold.
Go ahead. What were you saying, Calliope?
I guess it's good to keep a good business relationship.
Indeed, considering the fields that both of us are in, kind of like looking to the gnome, not particularly saying it about you. Alright, 700 gold and it is yours. And Fizz hands it over, yes or no?
Before he hands it over, he will go, now, let me ask, is there anything else that anybody else needs? 'Cause if we are going to buy anything else, then maybe I do ask for like, you know, a little discount. But if it's just the one thing,
That's
good.
That's very fair. We can definitely talk business, my friend. Is there
I
anything
don't
else?
really have much that I want at the moment.
Alright, just
I
double
think I need
checking
from
everybody.
home.
Charlie, you good?
Ali?
Yep, I'm good.
Alright, cool. Alright, just the cloak then. Sounds good. 700.
Fair enough then. Tell you what, for you, I'll do 600.
Okay, you pulled my arm.
I know, but I would feel guilty if I kept taking advantage of your goodwill at this point, wouldn't I? Well, if there's nothing else for you, you know where the door is. And she kind of like pulls her book up and puts her spectacles back on and flips a page.
Yeah, much appreciated again. We'll see you tomorrow. Pick up the armor.
Indeed.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. There was one thing. You seemed a little bothered when we first walked in, saying, had better days or something. Anything going on you need help with, or anything we can do?
No,
Kind of got some time to kill.
not me, no.
Friend.
You are? Okay. You've been very kind to us. If you have any friends, colleagues, or anyone who needs help.
I'm sure they'll be fine. The only thing they need help with is the current order that you have presented to them.
Ah. Going to look at this. It is a lot enchanting.
I mean, I'm still too low level for this kind of stuff.
Your stuff wears off whenever you decide to forget about it.
Yeah, my stuff's not exactly permanent either. But look, alright. I still stand by the professor and the artificer way. Can't change my mind.
Tomatoes, potatoes, I suppose.
Insight checker on this conversation and see if there's not anything else bugging her.
Well, yeah, go for it. This actually opens up a can of worms. I love it.
Good call.
16.
Yeah, she's bugged by the fact that she's getting a business relationship with this artificer, and it's kind of gross to her. But she's, yeah.
She's got artificer cooties.
Yeah. Well, they're okay. So like, the way that you see the two of them skirting around each other, you could definitely tell like there's a bit of pride in each of their own field of expertise. Like, the artificers are known for creating magical items from mundane items, like without the use of magic, and the spellcasters are kind of like that goes against everything we're about. We're supposed to enchant these things with our magic, our arcana. So like there's that feud, there's like a hidden feud between artificers and spellcasters. So
The druid, I think this is silly.
Yes, absolutely.
They all come from nature, so.
And then they both look at you like, get out of our conversation.
I win.
Yeah.
You're all
Pretty
made
much.
of stardust in the end, and you will all become stardust.
I'm made of stars.
Some sooner than others. Anyway.
Dun, dun, dun.
Am I made of stardust?
Technically, you are made out of the component elements out of a star like hydrogen and such. Simplifying.
Wait
think I'll stay to killing
wait a
people.
minute. That's
Yeah, actually, would she know it?
No, you wouldn't, because that's artificer territory, young lady.
That's
science. That's science. That's artificer. What are you trying to do, druid?
Nature's based in science. Biologists would be druids.
Somewhat, but I don't feel like hydrogen would be the main argument for that.
I'm a star druid. I study stars.
Yeah,
right.
but until any of us left this planet, none of us knew that the stars were actually anything more than lights in the sky, really. Let's be fair.
Well, that's a you problem. That's a you problem. It sounds like that. The other man didn't know the Earth was round until he left, and that was a him problem. So it's not my fault you guys haven't read a book on stars.
Right.
What books would there have been is the question. None of us have left the planet.
Actually, Fizz would have read all the books about stars because that was your main.
Yeah, that was my thing. I actually I did study the stars. That's how we first found the crash.
Yeah. So like he is fully aware of the stars before he even went to the stars. But we're getting out of character now. So let's drop back in character.
No, this could be a whole in-character argument about the stars.
Oh yeah, it could be. And yeah, that's the thing. Do you carry this conversation on in Elverina's shop? Because she's just kind of like angrily flipping a page in her book every time she looks up.
No,
I feel.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
Like, you could step out of the shop and start arguing about it if you want.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if she's not gonna like say she needs help with anything with it,
No,
maybe we just arguing as we walk out, kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't have anything super planned with her in the things, so I don't see her having any need of help, as so to speak.
Only thing I was told about the stars was not to drive into them.
Okay, Kunai's head does not explode.
At least this
I-
isn't the character who is actually an astrophysicist.
Hmm.
There you go.
I guess as you guys are kind of like walking out, let's do perception checks. You know, get back
Oh,
into the D&D part of this game.
Love perception. checks.
Sadness.
Too busy arguing.
Too busy arguing, only 11. She's very
Yeah.
passionate about this.
Mm-hmm.
Only a
It's
12.
plus-
I'm right there with you. Yep.
I have a +9. I rolled I rolled a 3.
At least he didn't roll a 1.
Fair.
All right.
What's the 15 give me?
Hold on, I'll tell you. I gotta roll some bones for a few things. No, excuse me, dear Lord, where'd that come from?
Assassins.
Apologies for poking, but is Charlie okay?
Charlie, are you here?
Sorry, my dog keeps barking. I'll pick it.
Yeah, Charlie, beat my number. You're good at that.
Wait, your cat can bark? Oh.
I have a dog and a cat.
Oh, I'm like, your cat can bark? That's weird.
Charlie's
Alright.
even more distracted.
I guess it's not.
Yeah,
even-
Charlie, what do you think about the stars? Like, who do you think is right?
Huh?
I
As
believe
you
in souls.
are traveling, it's almost like they forgot to hide themselves. You can definitely see like these cloaked figures coming towards your group, but the cloaks kind of like fade back, and you can see like the metallic object of what these pirate foot soldiers look like. Apparently, there are more of them in town, and they are here for your pleasure. And I'm gonna have everybody roll initiative because they rolled 9 on stealth, and they are stupid.
Wow.
Oh
Fair
dear.
enough.
I will
Oh,
also
dear.
say with your perception check, Samuel, what you get is that these look a little bit different than what you normally fought. Like they
Okay.
look beefier.
I look beefier. Oh,
Like they
don't like
definitely
that.
look like, they look a little bit more armored. They look a little bit more agile. It is a whole mess, right?
Yeah, at least I
Wait,
get to
hold
go
on.
first and do some nonsense.
Hold on. Where's my group initiative? There it is. Boom. There we go.
Never mind. Rude.
Where is my epic battle music? Here we go.
Big battle music. Yeah.
All right. Is everybody on the turn order?
Mm-hmm.
So instinctively, like this starts racing up to meet Charlie. Wait, hold on. All right, you know what? I'll give you guys a benefit of a doubt here for a second. All right, so depending upon how the conversation's going, whoever's on the front line, like if this, like you were walking this way, right?
Yes.
All right, everybody set yourselves up according to where you want to be in, like, while you're walking. Doesn't necessarily, yeah, like, yeah, all right.
Calliope would be in the front.
And
Wherever
Fizz
she
would be
wants.
right there arguing with her, right?
Yep.
All right, there you go.
Yeah,
Now-
I have a,
now-
I have
now
a
I-
feeling.
Now I know where everybody is. I wanted to give you guys that fair shake. And then all of a sudden, this one just starts snaking its way up here to meet you.
Oh. Oh no.
And it will make 2 attacks at you.
It's lovely.
Oh, hold on. Let me move this to public. Does a 16 and a 13 hit?
Nope, neither one. She does have a shield in her offhand and just bounces right off.
Yep.
Probably
so this-
pushing her back half a foot.
As this thing comes cracking down and tries to slam into you, you bring your shield up in time and it just kind of like thwarts it. And as you kind of like thwart it, you see like green liquid kind of like dripping off the claws as it kind of like gets ready for another attack. But that's the end of its turn, and you're up.
Cool. Bonus action, Calliope will go into her archer form, and I'm not posting that because that would take 10 years to read on the side. But you know what it is. She is glowing like a constellation,
Uh-huh.
and as her main action, she's casting Bless on the 2 rogues and the ranger. So add a d4 to saving throws and attacks. You as a crown of stars goes around your head saying, "We got company," and is just going to end her turn. And I will put a little thing to show she's concentrating.
What the? Samuel, quit doing shit. Charlie, you're
I'm
up.
just gonna bless. Okay, fantastic.
And she's glowing.
Instinctively tries to pull out a short bow and fire at the foot soldier that is chased up onto Calliope.
Alright. That hits.
Yep.
As you watch the arrow kind of like sink into a plate, like it clips in and does some significant damage, and you can see sparks kind of like coming out, but you realize this thing's a lot tougher than the previous one she fought, and the arrow just kind of like pops out of the hole and drops to the ground.
Oh shit.
Anything else?
A bonus action, I'm gonna try to hide behind Samuel.
Yeah,
I'm small enough.
Oh boy.
I hit up so I could advantage on it.
Uh-huh.
31.
Yeah, that's
I think it works.
yeah. Alright, go past your turn.
Yep.
Hello again, her friend.
We're going after Kunai.
Okay, fun.
And you watch as these venomous looking fangs come, or claws come racing after you.
Okay, yeah, that hits. Yep. Okay, go ahead.
You take 9, give me a con save twice.
Con save twice.
Your blessed saved you on the
16.
first one, but the second one it did not. Alright, so you take 13 points on the first attack. And then you take
Okay.
all of the second. So 15 on... Okay, so total of 30, right? And you are currently poisoned after the second one finally gets you under...
Wait, 15 and 13?
Or,
That should be 28.
28. Yeah, sorry. I thought it was 15 for some reason in my head. My bad. Yeah, and that ends its turn. Samuel, you're up.
I'm going to take a bonus action to start, and the hunter's mark the middle one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and pop 2 shots at it.
Go for it.
Oh, then that one.
Hit and a miss. No damage. $15.
Yep.
Alright, yeah, you pretty much same thing as Charlie did earlier. You pierce this thing, and it sparks for a moment at the arrow, and the arrow pops out, and it just seems to, you know, take note of who attacked it.
Gotcha. And that ends my turn.
Alright, Kunai, you're up.
Okie dokie then. Kunai is just gonna be mad that the guy said, "Oh, you know, screw you. I just got stabby, and he hurts. He hurts now. I am going to use my Desperado. A bang.
At point blank?
Yes, I have the gunner feat.
Yeah. Oh, I'm busy. Negative. No. Yeah.
I will post the gunner feat if you wish.
Yeah, post it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the thing that I'm worried about, though, because I think the poison condition only applies to ability checks, so yeah.
It's attack and ability checks. I just checked the condition.
So either way, straight roll, right?
Yeah, straight roll.
Or actually, it would be at this range, right?
Oh, that does a 19 miss.
Yes, it does.
It's miss. Dang.
Like
As
I said,
a
these
high
things are
AC.
stronger.
AC, bro. Yeah.
So yeah,
I will
as
use
you,
my.
Yeah, well, you pull out Desperado, you do a point blank shot, and this thing just kind of like takes it across the cheek, and it just scrapes off and does no damage.
Try to use my bonus action to disengage and run my happy little butt over here. My turn.
So as this one comes racing, you watch as it squats down low and it launches into the air and goes up about 15-20 feet and climbs up to the top of the house in a single bound, and then just kind of like dashes towards the edge and then sees Kunai and starts to shoot at him.
Okay.
13 and 19.
The 19 hits.
9 piercing.
Okay, I'll mark that down.
Fizz.
Yeah. So I'm going to move here. I will take the opportunity if it comes.
Yes, it will. Miss.
Yes.
They all can be winners.
And then, how tall are these things?
They're humanoid, like little less than Calliope, but taller than you.
All right. And you said the guy on the roofs. How
15
high up?
He is 15
15
feet
up.
up. Yep.
All right. Essentially intentions. My lightning bolt. Would I be able to angle it to hit all of them, or am I only going to get these two on the ground?
You're only going to be able to get the 2 on the ground.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Still good enough to roll damage. So yeah, I'm gonna lightning bolt these two.
You go ahead, post. There, I want to see this here wording. Wait, it won't let me click lightning bolt. What up?
Here, let me do. Yeah, I had to redo some of my spells because they weren't coming up properly.
Oh no, I don't have the damage modifier on this one. I got things the hard way. Ugh, gross. Alright, deck save, let's go. 1 fails, 1 saves.
I would like the second one to roll again.
Disadvantage.
Shame on you.
Please. Gotta burn him somehow, right?
Well, true. 24.
Yeah, fair enough.
Makes that 15.
Healing word.
Healing word. Who are we giving that to? Kunai? What's wrong, Kunai? Don't like the fact you're being attacked?
I have low HP. Okay.
7 HP.
Thank you.
Alright, Fizz, anything else? You managed to destroy one of them.
Alright, cool. So that one's looking bad. Just double checking. I'm gonna move here for Calliope to get some flanking going, and then end my turn.
I don't need flanking. I have no melee.
Well, why don't you do what
Better.
you do best?
Learn what
Oh.
primal savagery is.
No. What do you want?
No.
What do you want to do?
I am built to be an archer. Because, yeah, I'm actually going to take an opportunity attack if that's okay.
Yeah.
Or, you know what? No, I'm not. Because guess what I have?
Disengage.
I have Misty Step.
Oh, you sure? I want to break your concentration, though.
No, I like my concentration, so I'm going to post Misty Step in the chat as my bonus action.
It casts
And-
counter spell. No, I'm just kidding.
And I like to be on this roof. I like to feel tall.
Is that within 30 feet of you?
Well, I'm. It is a bit higher.
Yeah. I'll allow it.
Okay. So let me get rid of that.
Like you.
She's going to be up there.
Here's the hilarious thing, right? Like you find yourself, your feet are inside the rain gutters at the moment.
Okay, bounce. Guiding bolts, and
Yeah.
she's going to cast guiding bolt on the one that is still next.
I have bad news for you.
You do?
Yep. You
What?
cast a spell slot already.
Ah,
You can only cast a cantrip now.
you know, you are correct. Then I shall Thorn Whip and pull this one out of range then. Because that is technically, ironically, a melee spell. Which is weird. So,
Cast what without a spell slot?
no,
Well, we get one free one, though it doesn't use
You
a
get-
spell slot.
you get 3 of them.
Remember, that's what I did with Speckles.
Yep, guiding bolts are not spell slots. They come with being a Star Druid.
Yeah, but I don't think that's how that works in that aspect. Like, you get it for free for that
Yeah,
3 uses.
That's
but yeah,
what
it's still a spell.
yeah, it is.
That-
So
yeah.
I will. I'm going to Thorn Whip instead, if that's okay.
Yeah. Post it, please, so I can see my saves and stuff.
It's just an attack roll.
Well, I got bad news. That does not hit.
It does not. Well, Ripperoni. That's the end of her turn.
All right. Well, your pepperoni pizza is being processed as you're hobbling gently up there by the rain gutters. Charlie, you're up.
Yep, gonna pop out. And shoot at that foot soldier now. 29.
29 does hit.
Granted.
Nice shot.
And you manage to pierce this one right through the head, and it just falls over dead, or no longer responsive.
Yep, and immediately gonna go back to hiding behind you.
Yep, you do you.
21.
Pass your turn if you're done.
Yep.
All right,
First.
Sam.
Take a bonus action to move my Hunter's Mark to the last one.
All right, done.
And then we're gonna shoot it twice with the Oath Bow and see what happens.
Go for it.
19 plus 3 is 22.
It will reflectively dodge, and that will miss.
And I'm pretty sure the 19 misses well.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I tried.
So, like, as you're kind of like firing off that shot, this thing sees it coming, and it's like, I don't know, it's like a processor catches the angle, and the whole system kind of like gets charged, and you watch as it shakes a minute, and then all of a sudden it jitters out of the way, and then it kind of like jitters out of the other way.
Yeah.
Kunai, you're up.
Okay. Yeah. Kuna is going to use bonus action to try to hide.
You think you're hidden?
Pop out and pop a shot.
You didn't know, you could have just steadied aim, right? Well, maybe not from there.
Not from there, no. So Desperado. Let me just quickly get this up real quick. Alright, cool. You know what? I'm just gonna do this because I'm mad. I'm upset with this person. Advantage.
Advantage.
Try again.
Guy hurt me. I don't like being hurt.
Okay, that time you get him.
Alright.
It's that 31.
That damn. I believe so, yes.
You manage to pull out the Desperado. The edge of the gun just kind of like warms up as the bullet leaves, and you watch as it like pierces the skull piece of this contraption, and its face mask breaks, but it still functions.
Okie dokie. Now what Kunai is gonna do now? The rest of his movement?
What?
Over here to his friends. He likes friends. Friend. Alright. Friend.
Okay, I'm gonna do that next turn. If it's still alive.
You watch as this device, this machine, this whatever it is, kind of like realizing that it's far gone already and in need of repair, just kind of like leap over the chimney, dash over to the other side of the house, and then you just hear loud footsteps for a moment, and then this thing just books it. All right, Fizz, what do you want to do?
I wasn't expecting this thing to run like that. I need just a second.
Yeah, these are upgraded versions. They got a couple extra things since you guys are a higher level.
That's fine. No, there's that. I mean, I guess I could do that again. Alright, let me just double check my measurements. Gets me there at the most. I don't know, DM. Alright.
He's still in my range.
Intentions.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we better talk
Yeah,
intentions,
let
because
me
I feel like
double.
I feel like if you're
let me
gonna
double
run
check
in a
this range.
direction, you should be running straight down. You wouldn't know to go that way, would you?
I mean, I'm just seeing a jump off, and I'm just like running. I mean, intentions is if I was to go off to the corner there to try and like look down the street, then I could hit him with a lightning bolt still. But if we're just saying like try not to meta and I would just have to run straight down, then yeah, I wouldn't have enough to see him. Probably that
Yeah, I think
building
that.
would be in the way. So I mean, if it ran off, I'm hold a lightning bolt for if I see anything come within 100 feet of me. Then
You could. Like, it could still move, though. Like,
I'm not running after it. Like I'm staying over here with.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm not chasing it by myself now.
Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, so is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'll just stay here with like the wand of lightning ready to go.
Calliope. Oh, that's a good question.
Do I see it from a roof? Since I'm high up?
Let's do a perception check.
Okay. Let's see if the dice are on my side. 19.
You barely make out the headpiece of it.
Cool. Guiding bolt's range is 120 feet.
Alright,
I'm going to roll for a guiding bolt.
I'm gonna give it.
Does a 27 hit?
You know, I was gonna give it partial cover, but I don't think it matters anymore. That hits.
Yep. I'm just going to do it at the basic level since I didn't say anything. 14 radiant damage.
You light this thing up like a Christmas tree, and it looks like the chest cavity somehow got hit from the attack, and you watch it kind of like hobble forward, but it throws a hand down to rebalance itself and does a backflip and gets ready to continue its race.
Now, question, if I shoot a shot that is outside my range, would that be disadvantage, or can I just not aim?
Spells only have a limited range.
Okay, and I'm guessing Archer form falls under spells.
Unless Archer says something distinctive that you have disadvantage beyond a certain point, or it increases the range, then yeah.
Yep, it only targets something within 60 feet. Okay, can't do that.
Yep, so there you go. Don't get it very often, so it's always good to review it.
Yeah, no. And she just, I guess, with her bonus action, is going to point out where it is to everyone, saying it's glowing. It's heading towards, this direction. Let me grab my mouse. This direction is west, correct?
Yep.
From us, so it's going west south. It's glowing, and she's going to. Would it be acrobatics to get off the roof?
If you want to get off the roof, yeah.
Flip it.
You jump
6.
off the windows or the rain gutter, and it catches your foot, and you go
And-
flipping head over a tea kettle.
Yep.
And
Okay.
take 3d6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Do you want to?
Yep. You take 15
Ow.
points of damage as you land on your back part of your neck, and then right there on your bump, and then your legs kind of like slam through, taking the rest of the damage. So yeah, you just kind of like hurt all over now.
You know what? Based on that, I don't think she's going to move. She's going to go. Should I make a concentration check for Bless, actually?
Yeah, actually, you do.
Wild
yes.
magic.
20.
Okay, you're good. Who are we
Thumbs
doing
up,
wild
everyone.
magic on?
Yep. She was more focused on the spell than looking down. Ending her turn.
Oh dear.
Be at the roof.
You hear a random scream next to this robot guy, and then somebody just kind of like, well, I guess you can't see it, but the audience sees somebody just all of a sudden clutching their neck, and their face turning green. Well, magic is not always on your side, guys. This is like the wand of wonder. Fuck that shit.
No, but
Okay, Charlie, it's up.
Yeah, but I
Fireball.
need to get this on this thing, so I'm just doing the funny
That-
little roasting of bonus action, dashing, then action, dashing.
Okay, but I just have to ask, Cookie. In a city setting, you want to cast Fireball on this thing, is that correct?
Oh shit! I didn't mean to click that. Let's try to read about Hunter's Mark and stuff.
what's the worst that could happen, DM?
None
Dead
of our,
people.
it's none
Well,
of our
for
fault.
one, the person who got poisoned's gonna die.
Wait, what?
I don't know anybody got poisoned.
Well,
You heard a scream.
bleh. Well, here's the thing. All right, I don't even have to roll anything. This thing just blows up, and there's a loud scream in that direction, and it's kind of like your fireball not only caused this explosion, but anything that was kind of like leaking out of this thing helped create a, you know, like a very decent, powerful explosion. But regardless, either way, like the creature blows up with the fireball, right? And you hear like bodies hitting the walls, you hear a tree catching fire. Yep, a tree catching fire is definitely something that can happen. Let's do some rolls to see if the fire burned away all. Oh, okay, good news, good news. Maybe not as bad as we think. There's some singed trees over here, Charlie, as soon as you get here, and you see nothing but metal debris out here. You see one person kind of like thrown against the wall, kind of like, well, burnt to a crisp.
Huh.
There goes my idea.
Hey guys, I think the robot exploded.
Is anyone hurt?
I was gonna go with the body. I think they're more than hurt.
Fuck. Does anyone have a diamond? I could get them back.
Kunai just like pulls out his pockets, like his like clothing pockets, and you just see a fly fall out of it. I don't think I.
Wait
have
a
fly.
second. I don't have a diamond, but I wonder if this would work. Can we try and use the Dragonite and see if it'll work as a spell component?
You can certainly try, yeah.
Okay, when it comes to Calliope's turn, she's going to probably grab that from you and run over there.
I mean,
She has 60
there's no longer any threats, so
Okay.
you're out of initiative. Though I will say,
Okay,
like,
she-
you're definitely hurting still, trying to get.
She doesn't care if she breaks her ankle. She's running. Someone's in danger.
Fair enough.
She grabs the Dragonite. She doesn't know what this is, but he said it would work. Okay, so there's one dead commoner.
Yep, that commoner has got his,
Uh,
and they're burnt to a crisp, and you can see
No.
like green ooze coming out their lips.
Okay, is there anyone else who is dying?
No.
No, okay. I'm going to try Revivify with the Dragonite.
I was gonna step up for a second. Like, are we sure I want to revive them in this state?
Fine, I'll cast Lesser Restoration first to fix the body. There's a time limit. I will restore and mend the body and then cast Revivify if that's okay.
I was just kind of stabbing
I
himself.
don't
with
see
pain.
burned as one of the conditions that can be fixed.
I think they're trying to fix the poison condition.
No. I know,
Yeah.
I got you.
All right.
I was making a
Whatever
joke
I
there because it's
can.
like all the status conditions.
Yeah, I don't think Bird could be fit. Yeah, but well, this spell can return his body parts back, right? Stores any missing body parts like skin, right?
Yeah,
All
so
right,
I guess the skin is a body part.
roll me a D100.
Okay, 1D100 coming right up. 22.
You cast the spell, and you feel like it would have worked. So the Dragon Knight gets used up, but as the magic overwhelms the commoner, his spirit is so far gone that he doesn't return.
It's. I guess he didn't want to come back.
That's a darn shame. Wouldn't want to come back with all those burns either.
Fizz, should we take these bodies with us, or what should we do with these?
Oh, I'm looking at these things. These things seemed a little beefier than last time. I know we got the brain of one last time we faced these things, but yeah, I definitely like to investigate them and maybe
We-
check out the upgrades or what's going on with them.
So
Oh.
probably then we want to take back the ship to autopsy.
That might actually be a good idea. Bring a whole one of them back. But
Yeah.
then if they've got some kind of trackers or tracers or something, I don't know. Now I'm questioning.
Kunai, you're not looking
Yes.
good. One of those
Uh.
for you.
My God, I thought I'd never get this poison out of me for a good while. Thank you, I appreciate it.
And
I'm gonna call the
turtle.
guards. I'm gonna call the guards on this body. I'm buried.
7 points for Kunai. Boop.
Guards should be able to take care of the body. Robot probably had a self-destruct sequence or something.
Wish I did more damage. Fuck.
All right, so you're gonna go try to find the guards, Kunai?
Sure. I'll go try to find the guard.
Investigation.
I mean,
check.
this is the middle of the day and a fireball went off. I'm surprised they're not coming to us.
I know, right? Give me an investigation.
Yeah, sure. Give me 1 second. I was just getting rid of that little dot. Where's investigation? Investigation. There we go. 23.
Remember.
They were nowhere in this region. Like, when you finally do find them, Like there's just one guard at the guard post who's like mandatorily there, right? Like he's stuck there because he has to be there in case something happens, right? And you can see like this place has been like the guardhouse has been kind of like ransacked in a way to say like there's been a lot of business happening, right? And all the guards that would be here stationed to defend it are not here. The guard kind of like looks up to you and says, "Is there something I can help you with? We're in a bit of a rush today."
I mean, there was a bunch of robots that attacked in the middle of the city, and we have a
Robots?
dead body.
Yeah, and we also have like people trying to destroy the trade center and steal half the goods that are inside. Look, I'll send somebody up there right away. I'll let somebody know, please. Damn, it sounds serious. Tell me where, and he takes your information.
As I would tell him, where it was near the Golden Goose. This incident happened, and me and my comrades were ambushed.
My dad wants me to run into the store, apparently. Which might be a good time to go ahead and take a break anyway if I want to get him out of my head. So, why don't we do that, guys? So, as this guard is trying to dispatch people to come and check out the scene, I think right before we close, right behind Fizz, what are you doing at the moment? You're just kind of like salvaging parts and not doing anything with them, or?
No, I was essentially investigating them, like trying to look at, maybe what upgrades they have, and then I was also thinking about like maybe they have like a tracker or tracer or some way. Like this is 2 attacks within a short period of time. This doesn't seem like coincidence.
All right, you can give me a quick investigation. Samuel, you can give me a quick perception if you're looking out for him.
I am.
These constructs are definitely beefier. You could definitely tell like the plating of their armor that protects them is pretty sturdy, almost like some kind of metal similar to mithril or even stronger. And Samuel doesn't hear anybody come up from behind him until you, Fizz, hear in your thoughts, or like you're in your thought process trying to eliminate things, and you just hear Shang Chu just say, my, looks like you've all been pretty busy out here on the streets. What have we here?" And that's where we'll take a break. Hey, so stay tuned, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make it a 15-minute break. Shouldn't take me long to get my little errand done, but I do like to have time to have a break as well. So make sure you're watching, guys. Make sure you get your channel points. Help support the stream. Help support the community. Don't let Wizards of the Coast get the better of you guys. We'll be back here shortly.
Bean from the bag.
Why are we giving a bean from the bag when I'm trying to go on break, you piece of shh? All right, we'll be right back.
little son! Little son!
Welcome back, everybody. We are back from break. Hopefully, you guys had a fun time enjoying your break. I'll go ahead and get everybody unmuted here. Dixper is fully up. If you want to influence the game today, !! skills. I think it's plural. I could be wrong. It could be singular. Let's see which one is it. Is it skill or skills? It is probably skill. All right, there you go. And then go check out chaoticcalling.gg/ or dixper.gg/chaoticcalling. God, I'm just awful today. Anyway, guys, you've managed to create a mess of robotic items. A dead body over here. And Shang-Chu just kindly just waltzing up behind you with her cigarette in mouth. The long stick and the end of the cigarette just kind of smothering out. She takes a puff and just kind of like looks over at the current destruction that is in front of her.
Yeah. Really unfortunate. I don't know why these things keep coming after us.
I don't know why dead people keep bothering me either.
So,
who's bothering you now?
I don't know, some strange commoner who said he got sick and then all of a sudden exploded. I told you, pass on already.
Couldn't tell you. All I know of is these robots.
Where did they even come from?
the stars.
No. Damn Town Master.
She kneels down and kind of like looks through the rubble and lets you stop her.
Oh, go for it.
I mean, I don't see a reason to stop him.
She pulls up like a long strand of wiring, and you know it kind of like stretches to the limbs where it had like cybernetics to kind of like control the limbs, and you can see it like kind of like coiling up towards a central brain system to this creature or whatever this is. Definitely not a construct I've ever seen. Interesting layman work here, or whatever this might be.
Yeah, these are definitely a little bit different than constructs you'd see around here. Not from here, after all.
What about the guys on the other end? Like, we could definitely switch scenes for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took Kunai a moment to go find the Guardians, taking them a moment to do this, right?
Well, your moment was a lot sooner than his moment, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, you and Charlie are with the body still, unable to bring it back.
She's just slowly pulling out her deck of cards, like she's taking care of prepping it for burial, putting coins on the eyes, druid crafting flowers, just ritually, slowly casting augury to see where the spirit goes and say goodbye as a bit of flavor.
Alright.
And just asking that. I know this isn't a yes or no, just asking the stars to take care of them.
Yeah, go ahead and do your 8 ball.
Cool, yeah. Holiday excuse is exclamation mark 8, the number ball.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're going.
You may rely on it. Ooh.
Oh.
In about that moment, there was like a medallion that cracked on the other side that you don't see, and that spirit is gone.
Did Charlie see the spirit at all?
Charlie's over here. No.
Yeah, I can see it.
Besides, not all Phantom Rose can see. Well, actually, hold on. I'm trying to.
I'm getting near that level, so it's starting to get patches at least.
Like, you're able to sense them because you can use wells of the grave and stuff like that. Like, you're able to manipulate the necrotic energy that could produce the undead, or what the undead's consisting of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, you would have sensed his necroticness, I guess. Well, I mean, he didn't turn into an undead or anything, but definitely might have sensed him for a moment, but it gets away from you.
Mm.
I mean, your assumption is maybe he already passed on then.
Yeah.
Wonder if that's why the oh, lovely. That's a word I hate. Revivify didn't work. But they already passed on from the trauma. I guess it's better than lingering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
it
hate
does.
to move a body, but I hate to leave it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna state, like, it does take a while for Kunai to come back. Eventually, like, the guard hearing your story says, okay, I need you to wait here until somebody returns, and they seem to kind of, like, send messages out with some kind of, like, scrying device or a walkie-talkie kind of thing, like, you know, like a stone ascending or something. And it takes a while, but one of the guards finally makes his way back. It's like, okay, well, what's going on? And they send this guard off with you, Kunai, to take your statements and, you know, basically see what you're about. So, at about the time you guys are, like, trying to contemplate what to do, especially the guys up north who are still working with robots, you guys down south here who are working with the dead body. I think, Kunai, you bring the guard to the body first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to tell the guard while en route?
So there was this robot ambush that happened with us. I'm not sure what kind of robots they were. They probably are some more advanced Warforged or whatever. And it was trying to run away and exploded. So all we heard was an explosion, and then we came here. Then we're heading right now. Is where we found the body, and there's a bunch of mechanical pieces around. One of my allies that I know of are with the body as we speak. Should be, at least.
And about that moment, you guys watch as the guard at Kunai comes around the corner. Alright, so back up. His body here is... Ain't that a shame? So basically, your friend told me that there was constructs wandering the streets, and one of them blew up over here.
They were attacked. They attacked us. We defended ourselves, and when one ran off, I heard a scream, and then it exploded.
Just to kind of like get a pacing on how the conversation's going, especially taking in everything that Kunai has said. One of you can roll persuasion with advantage. Choose wisely.
Can Calliope guide herself?
Yeah, you're a willing creature, right?
Yeah, I'm willing. I'm willing to be guided. So,
Oh, okay.
I guess Calliope will roll persuasion with advantage. Not advantage. Oh yeah, it is with advantage, isn't
With
it?
advantage and guidance, yep.
Okay, I'll roll and then add a d4. Persuasion. Natural
Right.
20, and I'm gonna roll that d4 just for funsies.
Fair enough. Nice.
21.
So the guard is definitely taking your story in and seems to believe everything you're saying. And as far-fetched as this would be to describe, you know, he's like, oh man, it's unfortunate. Usually don't get a lot of crimes in this side of the neighborhood. I don't know why. And if it wasn't for that stupid business down by the trade center, we probably would have been here sooner.
Isn't it the business? Are people hurt?
There was a fire set and a lot of destruction. Somebody throwing torches on, you know, like fabrics that have just came in, and horses running down the street with fire spilling out of wares that have been caught on fire. It's a whole travesty. But he kind of like takes a moment and thinks about it for a minute. I feel like they wanted our attention away from here.
It's likely. The golden goose is nearby, and that's a prime target, probably. Hmm.
Yes, the Golden Goose is a very wealthy place of business.
There's
Could
also
be a
ahead.
major distraction.
Yeah. There's also the magic shop. Many powerful magic items there. They probably can defend themselves, but can't discount at that.
Yet you were the ones that were attacked, were you not?
Repeat the question, please.
You were the ones that were attacked, though, were you not?
We were.
Yes, and some more of our friends are down the road around the corner. I'm not sure what they're doing.
Well, I suppose you should go take care of your own business, and I will have somebody help take care of the corpse.
Fair enough, sir.
He kind of like kneels down.
I would
for
walk off.
Before you walk off, let me have Charlie and Kunai give me a perception check. I'm giving this one to Calliope for free.
Okay. Perception?
Yeah, not for Kunai and Charlie. Kunai, you know that paladin who was staying at the Golden Goose?
Hmm.
Yeah, he's coming with more guards to this location. Charlie doesn't notice, but he's like coming up the road from here. And
Calliope's just going.
Yeah, and you see this for free, Calliope.
Yep, Calliope's like, oh, that motherfucker. Okay, grabbing Charlie by the shoulder. Let's go this way. Very quickly, very fast.
Yes. Let's go. Quickly now. Quickly.
What?
Your friend is coming. Come on.
Oh, I should go say hi, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
All right,
Unless
so
you want to do a strength check against the furball.
So they escort you around
bad
the
friend.
corner where the metal constructs are being examined, and you guys recognize the Shang-Chi lady who introduced herself briefly, or even if she did, I don't know if she fully did, but she seems to be dusting through the debris with almost an intrigue of her own now. Every so
Hello,
often,
my friends.
Every so often, you kind of like catch her looking over her shoulder as if consulting someone who's not there.
I would say it's good to see you again, but the circumstances are not right for such words.
Well, the warm winds to all of you. It seems you have interesting enemies.
Yeah, looks like we do.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm guessing the one I could not revivify brought you?
The who? He's already kind of dismissed that idea.
That's fair. She's probably seen so many ghosts. It's like, oh yeah, hey, look, there's another one.
Well, the thing is like, the ghost didn't know you killed it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm
man. First Hill of Might attacking, and then these things here, it make me not want to come home anymore.
We must really take care of these tile masters, my friend. These tile masters are becoming a big burden.
They hit and miss. Well, missed more than they hit.
But we're hard to hit. The people who live here are very easy to hit, as we've learned, and that isn't fair to them.
That is true.
Yes.
Does anyone
David?
need a little help examining? I can shed some light, because she's offering guidance to anyone who needs it.
I'm not the technology guy. Fizz is the more mechanical guy. I'm the more the herbalist kind of dude.
I mean, I already have essentially a brain unit from one of the other ones last time we encountered them. I could try and take another one. I've just kind of searched through here. These things definitely have some upgrades. Their armor is definitely a lot better.
Knowledge is...
I mean,
Maybe take the chip from this one. Maybe it'll hold different information. Just because it's
well,
upgraded.
Possibly, but here's what I'm wondering too. Did these
Hmm.
things just get upgraded overnight? And if that's the thing, if they're not just remnants, does that mean somebody's here upgrading them?
Or they're just different models. Like in nature, there is different types of animals. And you've just only been encountering the smaller ones, and because you killed
mean,
them, they're sending the bigger ones.
it could be the thing too. I'm just wondering where these things are being sent from, or if they're just like, it doesn't seem random. 2 attacks in what, 2 days?
Honestly, we probably should just track one, let one
Hmm.
go, and follow. Since no one's asking for guidance, she may, if Shang is willing, Calliope will give it to Shang because she just wants to give it to someone.
Shane
It
has
is quite.
been poking and prodding with a knife, and I'm gonna let Fizz either make perception, investigation, or something. Insight check. Any of these would work in this situation.
Ah,
As you were kind of like
didn't.
watching her poke and prod.
Yeah. Come on, character sheet. Gonna go with the
Oh
investigation.
my, okay. Her method seems very thorough. And you kind of like notice her kind of like looking up behind her or to the side as if consulting someone who's not there. And she basically brings up the blade to certain parts on the circuit. Like there's a circuit that she manages to complete with the metal of the blade kind of like touching one end to the other. And for a brief moment, you see the right arm kind of like jolt up and then drop back down to the ground.
How are you so knowledgeable on these things? How did you just figure that out?
Let's just say those around me have ways of letting me know certain things that most wouldn't.
But I'm curious who's around you that would know about these things.
Apparently,
Yes,
someone who has passed on.
Well, it's somebody's not from this planet.
Is that true?
there's no way they would be from this planet at all.
They're being very tight-lipped with their own comments. I'm sure I'll get it out of you eventually.
Does this
These
person have a
robots are.
name?
They refuse to
Yes.
tell me, but their expertise are mine regardless.
These robots are not from this world, so it would be hard to just know the information. Hmm.
I wonder, could we repair it enough to just get its head module working, but not have like the body, so it wouldn't attack or it wouldn't do anything, but we can. You think between the two of us we could get that going? Maybe we could try and track some signals or something.
She stands up and kind of like dusts herself off. This kind of work is beneath me, though it does intrigue me a bit.
Wouldn't
only-
that be kind of dangerous since the last one blew up?
What did you...
Without risk,
Sam,
there
are
is
you
no
anywhere
reward.
near your mic?
Yeah, sorry. Am I too far away?
Sounded a little far. I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I'll move a little closer.
Thank you, thank you. Repeat?
I said, wouldn't that be a little dangerous since we noticed the last one blew up if we just activated the head?
They could
well-
trigger some kind of safety feature, that is true.
Without risk, there is no reward.
I personally don't have the tools to tinker with these. Apparently, I'm being told that this whole mess of junk requires special tools that are crafted beyond the means of a blacksmith.
Fizz whips out his all-purpose tool and goes, I mean, I fixed a lot of stuff with this thing here. It can pretty much do whatever I need it to do, so...
LTTstore.com. No, can you imagine? I'm sorry, I should be promoting it. Anyway. She just gives you a nod and says, "Well, you are the expert in this particular field, I suppose. The only thing I can offer is things that this spirit that lingers wishes to not tell me, so to speak. His knowledge is mine, though. Phantom rogues have the ability to kind of like steal abilities from the dead around them. So she can temporarily be trained in whatever craftsmanship this is."
Anyone needs reference about that skill as
Yeah.
well?
Well, I guess DM, I'm gonna try and see if I can activate like just the head, and essentially the intention is see if I can maybe use some hacking skills as well to see if it's sending a signal or if we can like figure out it's like maybe it's got to be connected somehow. These things robots. I'm
Yeah.
hoping.
Like, I've been
Maybe
having...
it is, maybe it's not.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so like if we're going to do like a field research on it, right? Because we're not taking
Yeah.
it back to the
Mhm.
ship. What do we got?
Not in
You
this
want to
moment.
you want to check with either engineering or hacking. You get to pick one, but that's all you can do.
I mean, they're both the same as.
Could
Yeah.
I give him the help action?
Not in this particular moment. This is like foreign territory for both of you.
Okay.
Yeah. I tell you what, for flavor-ish, because they're gonna be the same modifiers for the rolls. Could we do an engineering to try and get the head up and working, and then do a hacking to try and like find like signal or
I'll say
track or whatnot?
any
Or you want me to only
additional...
pick the one?
Well, any additional check beyond that makes the equipment more fragile, so I think the DC will go up. So the more you
Okay.
fiddle with it, the more fragile it starts becoming, unless there's some way to stabilize it, which to stabilize it will require an environment where you can actually sit down and work on it. Here, you don't have that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I got that. No, that's fine.
Yeah, but that's fair. So I got a DC in mind for
I mean,
whatever the first thing you want to do. And depending upon what you want to do first will determine what kind of information I give you. Sounds like you want to try to activate the brain, though, right?
yeah, I figure it's gonna need to be activated to send out a signal or receive any kind of signals or anything. So we'll need to try and get the brain going.
All right, give me an engineering check then. So
18.
the thing is, there's like a backup power supply, and the brain's been transmitting the entire time.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Though now that you kind of like tapped into it and found out you didn't have to add anything to it, it does make the equipment a little bit more fragile. So any further endeavors like a hacking at this point will just have a little bit higher DC.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and hack it
All right.
and see if I can trace a signal.
Okay. As you or should I wait?
Yeah, I feel
And-
like that 13's not gonna work very well, so we're gonna make it a 23.
Plus 10 to next roll.
23. All right. What kind of information are you looking for then?
I'm essentially looking to see if it is sending out a signal or receiving a signal, and like seeing if I can maybe track where that signal is or whatnot.
I will
Like-
say, like, it is transmitting to a nearby frequency, which gives you the idea, and this is all part of your investigation, like, they're communicating with the previous well, no, you destroyed them all, so no, never mind, there's nothing for it to communicate on the planet, as far as you know, right? Yeah, so it would be some kind of long-range signal that it's sending out, similar to how, like you probably had a brief moment to study the interstellar communicators, right? And you're kind of like getting grasp on that kind of technology. You think if you had a way to lock onto the signal, you could pinpoint a location where it's being sent to? But yeah,
I have an idea, but we're gonna have to get back on the ship probably,
Exactly.
which is fine. The CPU that I had before and everything like that, one that I grabbed previously, is it similar to this one? And like it looks like it would send the same signal and stuff like that. Like if I brought, or what I look like maybe I need to grab this one?
I think with your checks so far, like this one looks more complicated, which means it's probably getting real-time signals to act on, whereas the ones previously were told an instruction and they followed. So basically, they were getting real-time commands. So you might want to take this one with you too.
Okay.
But as you stated before, there might be a risk of doing so.
Yep.
So, my friend, what did you end up finding out about this thing?
So this thing is sending out its signal. It doesn't appear
Hmm.
to be anything on this planet right now, so I think maybe there's no more of them on the planet communicating. It doesn't seem like. Seems to be coming off planet, kind of like my intergalactic communication devices that we have. I can't trace the signal from here, but I think if I can remove this piece here safely and bring it back with us to the ship, I think we can be able to track the signal from the ship.
Fair, fair. It could fit in your bag of holding.
Yes, I need to make sure I can remove it properly first and not break it. Is the problem?
Well, if you do end up
He's a little nervous.
if you do end up jacking up, we do have a second one.
I mean, yes, but
I'll tell you what,
still,
like, you have a tool
yes.
for this. Like, I think with your tool at this point, like, you had to kind of like pull it out in a way to get a better look at the back
Yeah.
end. So if you wanted to, I think you can dislodge like the cables, keeping it connected to a circuit board and bring it with.
Okay, cool.
No, like, I'm not going to keep this from you. And Shang just kind of like informs you, you might want to find a lead box for it.
Ooh.
Oh, that is true, because if it sees it moving, it could track us. That is a good point.
Why
Yes,
don't you guys hold it here and I'll go run and buy a lead box. That way it doesn't move.
No, fair enough.
says the brokest person at the party. Sorry.
She's just going to grab money from him. So
Yeah. Here's I mean, I don't know how much a lead box is. Here's like 100 gold should cover that, right? Like it's just a
Damn.
lead box.
You kind of like look at the gold, right? Like,
you have ruined Fizz with money and his perception
oh no,
of how much things cost anymore.
I'm fine. I'm fine with that too. That's fine. So yeah, Calliope, you will be very easily able to get a lead box, depending upon where you want to go to get it. It'll be up to you. Let's see. Calliope,
should I just...
you would know to either go to the blacksmith or Sprigget's.
Which is closer?
Which one would you rather put up with? I mean, you could talk to the fast-talking Sprigget, or you can go talk to the gentle old dwarf.
Yeah, let's go to the dwarf. Dwarf is nice. Nice dwarf.
Yeah.
Should I go with you, just so we're not just having one person go in case they get attacked?
Since you guys
I have ways of getting away.
Well, since you all have such interesting enemies, says Shang, as she pulls out a fan and just kind of like fans herself a bit. I must say this is quite interesting, but I don't think you need my expertise any further, do you?
No, I think I got it all figured out, and I do appreciate it. But seems you were a little interested in this here. Saw that look on your face.
Well, there was a bit of interest I take when things I don't know come to me naturally. It just definitely intrigues me what can be done. How can I use it? I'm sure you know the drill.
Do you value defense and protection?
I value knowledge above all things. Knowing things that your enemy doesn't. Especially if your enemy dies and then has to bother you until they're no longer yelling in your ear.
Well, I mean, these things come with knowledge, and I'm sure whoever told you about these robots might know about these as well. And he'd like to hand over a pair of shield gloves. Because why not?
Okay. She what's odd, she's like slaps the fan back together and kind of like puts it in like her vest or whatever she has right there above the bosom. And she kind of like grabs it by the edge, like not even wanting to fully touch them. It just grabs them by the cuffs a bit and just kind of like dangles them out in front of her and stares at them. Interesting. I suppose
Keep
I'll
forgetting
find.
about those gloves.
I suppose I'll find some use for these. Yeah, you guys do, don't you?
Forget about
See her kind of like pull a little hidden satchel off to the side of her hip out and puts it in there.
Yeah. And essentially, he'll just say, if these interested you, this is some other advanced technology not from this planet. So, it's knowledge that not many people would probably have here.
Well, I don't know. Like, are you trying to tempt her to do something or what? Like, what's the
No,
intent here?
no. I
Just
mean,
opening the
I
door?
essentially, it's yeah, just she came out and kind of helped me out with the robots a little bit, and I appreciate the interaction. And I'm just saying, hey, I'm just being friendly to people in town because you never know who you're gonna come across, right?
I'm just trying to figure out if there's something I should be giving Charlie to while I'm here. Let me see what you got going on. You haven't done any Whispers of the Dead yet, have you?
Yeah, I've been doing investigation and whatnot.
Okay. Fair enough.
I've been taking it on and off. I've been sitting here for a bit.
Oh, and Calypso's the one giving you the investigation. Is that what's happening?
Yep, he's
Okay.
been chilling behind.
Yeah. So that's the reason why Shang can't communicate with Calypso, because they're not released from you at the moment. All right, makes sense. All right, cool. Well, then, if you are ever in need, the Quintessa will at least hear you out.
Good to know. Good to know. Could I maybe make a history check or some kind of check to determine if like the Shadows and the Quintessa are like on mutual terms or if they're enemies?
Yeah,
or...
actually, go ahead and that'll work. Like you're from Shandor, so you would kind of get a drift of the rumors around here that mill around. How do I put this? The Quintessa.
I want to lucky that.
Oh, okay.
I want to lucky that. 2 double nat ones. Come on now.
Get a third one. Get a third one. Let's go.
Come here.
11 again. Let's go. Okay, that's much better.
All right, that's better.
They're not mutually against each other, but they've never been known to work with each other. And
Okay.
basically, the Quintessa's presence in Shandor is still minute at the moment. But you would know, I guess now you have knowledge that they originally came from Jillian Cove.
Alright.
So now all that backpedaling can happen.
Right.
But, yeah, Shang is actually here, though. Well, if you're ever in need, I am in 302 at the Golden Goose. And I will hear you out if you need any help. However, I am only here for a couple more days. We are trying to find some interesting real estate for our new location.
Oh, are you now?
Indeed. The Golden Lobster has been very profitable this year, and we are thinking about expanding our reach to the lovely city of Shandora. However, it seems that the foreigners that have taken refuge in the northern regions have taken all the good spots. And I guess for a freebie, for those who are from Shandor would know that, and I guess that's only, well, I don't know, Calliope might be in this ball too. At least in this region, right? Calliope and Fizz would know that the foreigners she's talking about are like the travelers from the eastern villages of Timor that have sailed across here to kind of like relocate and share their culture. That's why there's the hot springs. That's why there's mashomitos and similar Oriental shops all throughout the town. Just kind of like having that, and she's complaining that they've taken all the good spots, and we could probably blame Shisha for that. She's like, "Damn right we did."
Mm-hmm.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity if it arises while you're in town, and good luck on your business venture. Old Lobster sounds like a good time.
Indeed. You wouldn't happen to know a professor by chance?
Do you have a name with that professor?
Professor Smithersmon, I believe they call him. Apparently, he's got a lovely home that, well, might be something I'm interested in.
Like purchasing the home?
Indeed. Turn it into what I need it to be. You want an insight check?
Yeah, that might be a good one.
I don't like the way that sounds either.
Yeah. Go for
Yeah.
it. Go for it.
Oh, hi.
Hello, insight checks.
Hello there.
Calliope's still getting a box, so she's hearing none of this, I think.
Yeah. I'll let you back here in a second. Yeah, she wants to obtain the manor in any way that she can. You can kind of hint some nefariousness that she would go through certain means to get it.
You wouldn't happen to have sent a spy to the manor, would you? I'm not accusing you, I'm just asking questions.
Give me a persuasion check. I want to see how well you're getting along with her for her to be blunt about it. All right.
Lucky.
So, yeah, go for it.
I did.
Send a spy. Why would I do such a thing?
We caught one out there the other day, and I was just, if you've been eyeing the property, I didn't know if it was maybe one of yours or not.
Well, I
Poor thing
wasn't-
took an arrow to the chest.
Well, that poor thing. Yes, I think it came squelching the night before. At any rate, no, I have not sent a spy yet.
Well, if we're on good terms, maybe just avoid that then. Let me have a conversation. I don't think he's in the mood to sell, but you never know.
Oh, I would never think they're ever in a mood to sell. At any rate, I think I've seen you come from that place a couple times,
Yeah.
but I digress. And I think about this time, Calliope comes back with the lead box. It only cost you like a gold piece to...
I'm still keeping above 100.
Okay, that's fair. You're still holding on to the 100. He's kind of like, nah, that's change. You can keep that.
Yeah.
Change!
When gold becomes pennies at this point.
I know.
I mean, Calliope's going to need stuff for her room on the ship. You know, get some new bed sheets, some throw
right.
pillows.
I'm looking forward to your shopping episode. I'm looking forward to you actually making it to the ship sometime today. Let's see if that happens, right?
Yes, like, are they really going to go to space? I've just been on the ground all this time. This is
I
not
know.
very spacey to me.
I know.
You came in at the time we decided to come back to Shandor.
And get some better equipment.
And have like a 3-4 day reason to be here.
Yeah.
But whenever you want to go to the ship, just say so. We could always make a little pit stop. It's right there in the sky.
Like, I just want to say to Vidian, can I spend 10 gold on just stuff she would put in her room, like, you know, decorations?
Sure. Sounds good to me. Shane will
Yeah,
leave the presence of you so you guys can do what you need to. I will say, like, if you leave any parts behind, they will be cleaned up by the Quintessa.
So I was wondering, how much do we want to give to Quintessa, and how much do we want to keep for ourselves?
So I only need this one brain unit that I already have. And I guess I could put both of them in this lead box in case the other one's sending a signal that I never realized.
Mhm.
Whoopsie if I accidentally brought him to us. Here's the thing, right?
Do I need a second lead box?
No. We should be okay,
you'll-
right?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
And Fizz is gonna like bring the group together, and he's gonna try and be quiet about this, right? As we're kind of like cleaning up maybe our last little bit. I don't really need any more of this. That's the Quintessa. They're essentially they're not rivals per se, but they've never really known to work with the shadows. Like they're definitely not gonna do like some Hillamite stuff, I don't think. But it's good to have their favor. Little worrisome that they're eyeballing the professor's manor though, because they could probably just try and take it if they wanted to. And
I have a
yeah,
question, DM.
Mhm.
With my background of being a spy slash assassin or whatever, could I roll a crew check
For what?
to see if I know who the Quintessa is?
Disadvantage because it's a different continent.
Okay, okay. Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
All right. Quintessa. Well, here's the thing. Not a lot of people know exactly what they're about anyway. And even though you rolled really high, the history of the Quintessa doesn't really get into a lot of the Timorian stuff that's happened. However, there's been rumors in the mill that they have an ongoing contract with the Arcana to rescue kids from across the ocean from Citadel Kingdom. It seems to be one of their main interests. That's about all you know.
I haven't heard much about the Quintessa in my line of work that I used to do, but I do know that they used to run an operation to save kids. But they still do. I'm not quite sure. I haven't heard anything recently. These sources are quite dull.
I would like to think Mommy and Daddy would know that the Quins are in town, but just in case, maybe we should go see them.
Mommy and Daddy. Sorry, I'm
Code.
Sure.
It's code. It's Fizz's attempt at thieves' kit.
No. I love it. I'm amused.
As this is happening, Calliope's just keeping a general perspective on as just a living watchtower. What are these two doing?
They're slowly approaching you guys. I was just kind of like letting you guys finish breathing, you know? And, as you kind of like open up your senses to them being there, you see a younger version of Shang, I guess you could say, followed by a Haragon. It's just kind of like hopping along with her with a giant bag. And she kind of like approaches and says, "Are you done with all of this? We're here to pick up the rest."
You are the cleanup crew? Fizz, are you done?
Yeah, I think I've gotten all that I need from here.
Yeah.
You watch as she just kind of like slides a hand out into the air, and the pieces start shaking as she casts telekinesis, and they start floating up into the air. And the Haragon is kind of like holding open a bag of holding, and they're forcing the parts inside of it.
Well, that's a good way to not get your hands dirty.
Yes, I do not prefer to do so.
Especially since one of them exploded.
Well, Mom's afraid to touch it herself, so that will have to do. Come on, Isagawi, let's go. Okay.
Are you Zhang's daughter?
No, it's Thieves' Cat.
She turns around and just Yeah, let's go with that.
Oh, I'm inciting that definitely. I'm just good.
Yeah,
She
good
was
one.
supposed to be
Good
such a shy, sweet little thing, and then my personality happened.
Mm-hmm.
Ew, 14.
Above table, is it actually Thieves' Cant that they're that referencing to?
What, from her
Is it
side
actually
or your side?
So,
No, there's no thieves' cant.
like my side? Like
You're
my
like
side.
looking at this like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no thieves' cant going on here.
Look, you said a younger looking Jing, and she said Bob, and I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. That's her daughter.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
asking the
like,
question. Yeah.
No. You're right. So the inside check is, yeah, that's actually the daughter. She's just playing coy because you gave her an out. Like, she would have answered you, but she decided not to since you're like, that's apparently thieves' cant. She's like, yeah, we'll go with that. But yeah, she is the eldest daughter of Shang Chu.
I look over at Charlie and just say, I don't think
Uh-oh.
these people know what Thieves' Cant is at all.
Charlie.
I doubt they do. Yeah, I get your help.
Oh, get feeling better.
Feel better, Charlie.
I wish y'all luck and try not to die while I'm gone, everyone.
Well, it's only 30 minutes. What harm can they possibly do? Let's find out.
Oh, I think I know.
Is that a
let's have a
challenge?
fireball right on the party.
Shoot, you already killed somebody with it.
Actually, based on that,
Look, I'm sorry. I had 7 of them, and the guy was running away, and I was like,
Yeah, no, that's fair. Look. I got a story I could share about what happened on the Friday game that was a Shella one-off. Like, you were there, weren't you?
probably.
You know,
Fireball?
when somebody did a fireball on poor Morningstar, or what's her name? Morningstar? Yeah. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, Nightmare, you know what you did. Anyway.
You guys.
Okay, I
Take care.
blame the alcohol on that one.
Alright, so... Yeah, so guys, what's the agenda? Now you got these pieces, you got most of your business done in town, right?
Most of it, yeah.
Yes.
Do you need to do anything else? Do you want to go back to the ship? What's our agenda for the day?
Well, with the meeting we just had, or not the meeting, the information we just got from her, at the very least, want to let Smithersmon know, hey, these people are looking to try and acquire your property.
Nonsense! They can never take my property. I will not sell. Definitely very adamant about
Yeah.
Yeah, looks
Yeah.
they might take it by force, you know.
Yeah.
I would love to
You
see
know-
him try, and you hear like the Modron like pull out 15 guns. I've been very busy.
Oh, this is-
Some of
I
these
actually
like
want one
are
of those.
technology weapons too.
And there's like a small little pistol coming out from the back with the laser scope on it.
No, the cricket.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
noisy cricket.
Very dumb thing. Could I have bought a lot box when I got the lead box?
Yes, you could.
Okay. Never gold?
Yeah, we'll just say gold.
Yeah, I got a really nice one.
All right. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to really
Got a
nice
little
one,
gem
let's
on
charge
top
you
of it.
30 gold for it, huh?
Not that nice.
Oh, not that.
We don't
nice.
need that much enrichment.
All right. So with that, like, yeah, the professor is definitely like, no need to worry. I have all kinds of protections around here now that will keep people from barging into my house and trying to steal things. Samuel, put that down. No.
I'm
Yeah,
really
no.
actually curious
I
about the
was
little
just looking at
floating. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm curious about the little floating robot he has, because Calliope has just been dropped into this with no explanation to anything.
That's the whole beauty of it all. No.
Yes.
Fizz, whatever
And-
happened to your little robot?
Because Calliope's like, I really want one of those.
Oh,
Well. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
here's your little robot. And that is a good question. What's he been doing, or do you lose? Like, how does that work? Is that a spell and it stays, or
Nope,
go away?
homunculus servant is an infusion, and it went away to replace so I could magify the caster gun because I really wasn't using the homunculus servant for anything other than like, yeah, it's cute.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, see,
I really wasn't
that's-
using it for much, so.
It kind of like holds
Yeah.
up the gun. A bit.
Above
To a better
Table.
place.
But above table, Calliope is not asking for like a defense right. She's asking for the equivalent of a Tamagotchi
Yeah.
or a Roomba Tamagotchi.
Yeah. So, like the professor says, well, I would definitely love to indulge you on this fine specimen, but this is my steel defender that I have created in my time as an artificer.
Make a smaller one. It's a little thing that moves around and goes beep boop.
Wait a second. I mean, if that's what you're looking for, something like that, I did do some stuff on the ship. Where was it? It was my Tinkers, right?
Yeah,
We
I
have
just
the room on the ship.
Yeah, I mean,
he does seem a bit.
if Calliope would like a gift from me, I don't mind doing something real quick. Here, just stay put. And he'll wander off and get some scrap metal and start bending stuff and making things. But yeah, you know, like and I kind of like imagine you guys are around there having tea at this point, right? And the little
Yeah, no.
Modron's like casually walking over, handing him his tool, and just kind of like, ah, yes, I need that, and he starts going to work on it.
I need
Hey,
a friend for my
Calliope.
little shrub buddy.
Calliope, I think you would make good friends with the auto gnome on the ship. It used to be a tree.
Oh, wait. Used to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Started as a tree aunt, now he's an auto gnome.
No idea how it happened still.
He crafts this square piece, right? And it is definitely a miniature version of the steel defender that he made in the likeness of a Modron. And it has like these little arms and the leg and a little swirly thing in the back where you can wind it up. And basically when you wind it up, it'll walk forward in like the legs move in a circular motion to kind of like make it look like it's stepping forward and everything, and it kind of like goes around in a circle, and it kind of like moves its hands as it marches until it finally winds down. There you go, and it will wind up as you see fit.
Oh,
Just wind it
what
up
should I
and
give
it'll
you?
walk off.
What should I give you in return?
Oh, nothing. Just appreciate the nice little gesture, because I think you deserve it.
Thank you. She has been given the equivalent of a wind-up toy.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. But I suppose you all are heading back to the ship today?
Yep. I guess so.
Probably.
Did you get your armor?
Well, I mean, we can't leave technically until tomorrow, but you know, it's been a few days since we've been to the ship. We might maybe just go check in.
Please, I don't even think it exists yet. I have yet to see it.
I just thought about it too. I don't even need to go to them.
Technically, you did see it, but you didn't go inside it.
I mean, that could have just been a hallucination.
Yeah, of course. Flat Earth too, while I'm at it, right?
Right?
We don't talk about that guy. He died for his sins.
To try and make this a little easier too, instead of like actually going to see them, could I see if mommy and daddy are gonna answer the phone using my comm device?
I would like you to use a new name. Please.
Come up with better names. Until then,
Yes.
that's what I've picked.
Ace and spades. There you go.
Here.
John
there's-
and Jane. Anything else?
There's their actual names, if you're wondering.
King and queen. I don't bloody know.
I mean, Elizabeth wouldn't mind. I mean, she'd like to be treated like a queen, but people would just kind of take it anyway. What we're here complaining for. She's an NPC. Why am I even bothering? I don't know. All right. So basically, you want to see if they are using the comm or whatever.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna try, instead of going physically see, just like while we're telling the professor about what's going on, like ring them.
Oh, good news. It seems to be hooked up in the office at the moment, so yeah. See,
Yeah, just
Elizabeth,
say-
I told you I didn't need an instruction manual. Anyway.
Oh, good to see this is working.
What? Oh!
I'll just-
And they both kind of jump for a moment.
Hello, you two.
Very
Just
interesting.
thought I'd let you know. Just met the Quintessa. They're in town.
Are they now? Huh.
Yeah. 302, staying over at the Golden Goose.
Well, I mean, I've had some informants
Dang.
tell me that entire floor has been sold out for some reason. Now we know.
Yep, that would be why. And also they're eyeballing trying to find land here to bring a business into town and expand here into town. They were very interested in the professor's property. I don't
Here.
think he's willing to sell.
And Elizabeth will kind of be like, well, that makes sense. I mean, it is a pretty large property that's got a lot of space in the front. And, you know, since the professor does do a lot of working, it could be, well, yeah, it could. And, you know, Jefferson cutting her off. But at any rate, where are you having this conversation? In front of the professor?
No, I would have kind of like walked off. Like I
Okay.
would have let him know what's going on, and then I guess while he's tinkering with the stuff, I would have like walked off and
Okay.
tried to just page them real quick.
No, that's fair. All right. Well, if you think it's worth our time, we could probably keep an eye on the professor. For his safety, of course.
It would make me feel better, especially we're planning on leaving tomorrow to go on some more space adventures, and it would make me feel a little bit better that you all were keeping an eye on him, especially while they're
Yes,
in town.
I will see what I can do. I'll send a couple guys to kind of like keep an eye on the streets. Wow, this thing's pretty amazing. You coming in loud and clear too. That's pretty nice.
Oh yes, this would be great.
How
And
do you
then
how do you turn this damn thing off though?
uh, could I like instruct him through the headset
Yeah.
how to? Yeah.
Yeah, and he, as soon as you start to tell him and he starts to do it, he cuts himself off because he turned it off. Oh, I guess I got it.
Well, there we go.
There you go. Oh, anything else, my friends?
Maybe he's
Yeah,
just
nothing.
playing her with her new little toy. Oh, she may grab Fizz once he comes in.
So yeah, I'd finish the conversation and like return to the group.
Oh, you're gonna get kidnapped by a furball first. She
Whoa
has her
now.
hood up, so she would have advantage on stealth, right?
Oh, we're doing stat checks?
Whoa, what are we
Oh, yeah.
doing? Yeah.
Alright, yeah, alright. So you stealthed? Yeah, let's stealth.
Yeah, let's see. 14.
You think
Her
you're
stealth's not
stealthy?
great.
What's your passive perception there, Fizz?
15.
Yeah, you could see her plain as day. I mean, who can miss that, right? Calliope, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to pick him up and run with him, or what?
I'm grabbing him before anyone else can see him, because I need a favor.
Yeah, they try to be
Could have
sneaky
just
about
asked.
it. Yeah, they try to be sneaky about it, but yeah.
Something I don't want others to have, and you are very good at tinkering with things.
Sometimes.
Sometime.
Yeah. And I'm getting better at it as the days go by. Why?
I'll say if Fizz is not resisting, you're able to pull him out of the room and just continue the conversation away from prying eyes.
You know, we're going a bit away. So I got this nice little lockbox. And I thought, since our rogues are so easily distracted, they should have some enrichments. Is there anything you could do to it as a reward for them when they open it?
Hey,
I
rogues,
mean,
rogues, I need you to log out real quick. No, just kidding.
There's only one
So-
present.
tech- technically, yes.
Involving glitter.
No, but here's what I could do, right? I could tinker with it, and I could turn it into a music box.
They would
So
turn
when-
it into a glitter bomb.
I just wanted to, when it opens, just to shower them in reward glitter.
I
Like, you know-
mean,
Something spring powered, opens, catches, spring goes out, bit glitter forward, right in the face.
so here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love the idea,
Mm-hmm.
except I feel like it's a bit of a prank. And
It's not. They don't have to touch it. It's mine. It's a lesson.
No, but getting showered with glitter, it comes off a little bit prankish, and I'm a little hesitant because those haven't gone so well in the past with this crew. Is all I'm
I could
saying.
also ask the professor.
No, that,
happy
I
to.
mean,
No, just kidding.
yeah, no, I mean, we could do this. I'm just warning you.
Mm-hmm.
People have literally died over less.
Fair. I mean, I'll
So-
buy some diamonds.
I tell you what, yeah, if you're gonna put something else shiny in there besides just the glitter, it might make it work. And I could, we could make it make a fun sound too when it opens.
Yeah, just like a little jack-in-the-box sound.
No,
Pop
no,
goes the
no, no.
weasel.
Dun, 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 dun.
Still have time to dodge, probably. They have the ability to dodge. A dragon's breath. A little glitter would hurt nobody, especially if it's the type that never washes out.
I'm behind this 100%.
I'm behind this now as well. Yep.
All
But
right.
yeah, so if she has the time, she will buy the supplies with the money she stole from Fizz.
For some reason, I feel like I'm going to be the one that's caused the problem with this.
Well, are you a rogue this time around? No? Then hush.
No, but I feel like I'm going to be the one getting blamed for it.
No,
mean,
no. Yeah,
It's going to be in
hey.
Calliope's room. It's literally just a bait and trap.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. Somehow I feel like
Look. I got you on Wednesday. Don't you worry about it.
Be fine. We'll be fine. All right. We'll make
It's
this
just,
work.
it's just gonna stay in there. Kuna is not gonna go in your room.
At any rate, my friends. So yeah. You're kind of like talking this out. And is there anything else you guys want to do while we got time, or what?
Just doing her trap.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, so
Trying to
question
think
mark.
if there's
Do
anything
you
else.
want to? You probably need to go back to the ship just to do the experiments, right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find a
Um,
reason to start using this map.
Yeah, we can go back to the ship.
Well, yeah, so-
Calliope
so
has
yeah,
to claim
it-
a room.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything else on planet at the moment. Like, yeah, we head back to the ship for the rest of the day.
yay, piloting! Finally.
All right,
Yes,
yeah.
Samuel, you can drive.
So
Calliope
yeah,
on the
let's
map.
see. Boop. Yeah, Calliope, you can put yourself up there. All right. Torque isn't here anymore, unfortunately. Life got the better of him. So you guys make your way up into space, and before you see the aurora, and the docking bays open up for you, and communications open up. Actually, I could show you this real quick, I guess, right? So yeah, this here is your aurora right here, and these are your onboard ships that you have access to at the moment. At any rate, as soon as the ship docks, you're able to go about your business. You do hear the intercoms opening up as Kipper welcomes you back. Welcome back, everybody. If you want to come up to the deck, we're just kind of like taking a scope at the space directions that we can check out. Like, we're definitely trying to map our way around the universe. But feel free to cozy yourselves up wherever you need to be.
Kipper,
Yeah.
Calliope, Kipper.
So you're actually in space. I actually believe you now.
And you're actually taller than me. Impressive.
It's okay, I'm just the shortest of my sisters.
He's
I'm
kind of
slightly
like,
worried.
yeah, he's kind of like squinting with his one good eye. He's like, you have sisters.
Yes,
Fair
I'm
enough.
the third child.
Fair enough. So where'd you dig this one up at? Kind of like turns to Fizz.
Made a deal. One, mutual business partner was looking to send this one off on some other adventures, and we very much obliged to take them into our party here. Been very helpful so far in the last few days on planet, so I thought they'd definitely make a good crew member.
Well, welcome aboard.
I just hope all this metal doesn't bother you.
What metal?
No, I was looking at Calliope.
Oh. Yeah, I'm like, why would it bother him? Oh,
Yeah, you're
I
just
am
this
literally
giant
from the
hunk of metal.
Feywild. Do you realize most metals there are poisonous to us?
Well, this is surrounded by metal now, so welcome.
No, I don't, because never been there.
Mm.
There's a lot more metal.
Oh, I'm sure the Feywild exist. And you hear like this voice coming from a monitor that's above you there, Calliope. And on board, you see like this red scale kobold imagery just kind of like appearing, like they're looking through a face cam or something and facing you and everything. Oh, we got a new crewmate. That's awesome. Should I register him?
Define register.
All of a sudden, you see this cylinder-looking canister come from above the ceiling, and it gets right in your face, almost like up to your nose, and seems to be looking at you.
Calliope, it's just going to scan your face and scan your body, so like, you're actually part of the crew.
It's not doing a very good job of it, as the canister is just kind of like bopping you on the nose.
Hello, she's gonna just reach out and shake it like a hand.
Yeah, you feel like the pressure of the rod above trying to move up the rail that might be up there, and it just kind of like scoots back a little bit, gives you a little space, and just kind of like takes a picture of you. Basically, you hear a like a camera of some sort, just something going off real quick to get a picture of you, and then you see your face, whether it was Goo Goo Eye at the time, whenever the capture came up, you see your face, and then all of a sudden there's like miscellaneous information that's coming in about like your height and what you look like and stuff like that. What should I register this one's name as?
Calliope.
Calliope. Is that with 2 P's or 1?
1.
Got it. Your name is spelled upside down.
Still a word, I guess.
And then she kind of like corrects it. Oops, my bad. And yeah, the imagery shows your name, shows you like basic information. And there's like a moment where there's like even your vitals. Like you can see like your blood pressure and whatever your biometric signatures might be given off. Like there's some new sensory scans. You don't recognize any of this, but like to us above table, we kind of like get the idea that we can detect your heart rate and what have you, or your oxygens and stuff like that.
Is a little invasive, but okay.
Well, we want to make sure everybody's healthy, isn't that right, Kunai?
Sure. And you're going to be helping me make more medicine. That's if you want more medicine.
Who, me?
Depends what I get out of it.
What do you get out of it? You get healing properties.
You wanna go to a world of plant people and talk to plant people?
I mean, I can already talk to plant people, but...
Yeah, but
no,
you
these
get
are
to go
like
to another
actual...
world of like, yeah.
These are like actual plant people.
Above table, DM. The thing. Okay, I'm going to stop being an asshole.
Are you sure about that?
Probably not. That's probably a lie, knowing myself.
Don't worry.
Sure, let's go.
Oh.
I thought you guys had your armor. Unless you wish to leave it behind for. I hate being bad at names.
Well, we're gonna go back for it, but we're just.
Oh yeah, we're not leaving yet. We're just letting you know.
Yeah, we're just letting you get a hang of this new ship and get your room set up.
Aye, why don't you guys go show the lass where she's going to be staying?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I would like to, while they go show her, I would like to stay up on the bridge and say, Shella,
Yes.
I have a task for you if you could.
I have many things I could do as far as task goes. What would you like?
Well, we were attacked by these robots, and he'll pull out the CPU. We'll go, this brain here, the CPU was sending out a signal, and it seems to be way off planet. And I definitely couldn't track it while I was down there, but I figured we have the stuff here to track it.
Maybe in the engineering room.
Yeah. Just double checking. This kind of be the first time I've done this before, so.
Yeah. So yeah, she'll be able to assist you when you go to engineering, like where you can tinker properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys pretty much go and show Calliope to a room, and they're able to spend time decorating it.
Calliope, I think this one is fair enough for you to have. Would you like to also see the auto gnome? The auto gnome that turned in was a tree before.
How did that happen?
Oh, by
Still
the way,
have no idea.
Where Samuel's standing, there is a like a fireman pole coming from the top level, and there's like a big old circle of metal that is missing or been replaced and reshaped to be like a fireman drop to the second level.
Wait, I'm definitely going to fall down that when I have to go. If I get a glass of water in the middle of the night, aren't I?
Well, you're on the bottom part at this point. The top floor is up there.
Oh. Well, sucks to
But
be them.
I would gesture to the room where the auto gnome is. He's in there if you want to talk to him. Not very talkative.
Actually, a curious thing, DM, about a weird mechanic I have.
Mm-hmm. What do you got?
Because I have the ability to talk to plants without talking to plants, but he's no longer a plant.
Well, the problem is they're not telling you the full truth either. It was a trick.
Oh.
It wasn't a tree, it was a tria.
Mentioned that before.
Yeah, but over here, Kunai's like, yeah, he was a tree before.
I mean, from Kunai's point of view, everything's a tree.
True.
If it's taller than him.
True.
It's offensive, but okay.
That's what you get for being short.
Hey man, I'm 5'2", man. I'm below average.
Hey now. Shella, are they down in the sleeping chambers?
Who are you looking for?
Well, specifically, Calliope. I figured, a couple other people.
Oh, yes, they're trying to interact with the Autognome.
Yeah. Just because, I think it'd be funny. Could you, turn gravity off for just a few moments? Just down in there in sleeping chambers.
There's like a face pump coming from Hipper, and all of a sudden, like, he buckles in. He's like, I ain't going anywhere. And Donisha buckles in, and then all of a sudden, everybody else just feels weightlessness. And all of a sudden, Calliope, the rail that goes all the way up to the second floor, you start to go up there, and you're about to bump your head on part of the floor.
Can I use Foreign Whip just to pull myself back down on, like, a railing?
You can certainly try, yes.
Sure. Would that be an Arcana check?
Uh,
Or nature?
sure. Nature, actually, because you're. Can you just post Thorn Whip real quick?
Sure. It pulls enemies towards me, so maybe I have to aim for an enemy. So
I mean, yeah, give me a nature. Doesn't make sense to make a druid make an arcana. Okay, you're
17.
somehow able to whip a thorn whip from your grasp and grab a hold of like the railings down below and kind of like pull yourself. All of a sudden you see kunai is starting to fly and anybody else that's around you just kind of like floating upward.
Hmm.
We're
Would you like
playing
a
jokes
hand?
again. No, this is big. This is a regular thing that happens.
All of a sudden, wherever you are, Fizz, you can see a monitor too where they're at.
I just has his arms crossed, just like, Ella, turn the gravity back on, please.
You have your arms crossed and you're about, I don't know, 10 feet in the air. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
The gravity turns back on. Make a dex save.
Okay. Okie dokie. Where is it? Dex save? Okay, cool.
Okay, you take only 3 points of damage.
Okay.
As you land on your bum.
Thank you.
And Calliope, you no longer need to use the whip in order to stay grounded.
Is this one of the pranks I've been warned about?
Probably one of the other people. Either it's gonna be Shell or one of the crewmates doing a prank. Either that or it's just a system problem. One of the three.
System malfunction corrected.
Can I insight the robot?
You can certainly try.
11.
Good job, Calliope. No, yeah, it corrected whatever it was. It seems to be truthful. Why would a robot lie to you, right?
I mean, I know what a robot is. It's just a creature made out of rocks.
Actually,
at this point.
this is an AI. Actually, I should say.
Alright, it's a
But
creature made out of metal and electricity.
anyway, as you were kind of like examining the autonome, it has not moved. It hasn't responded. Doesn't seem to even wake up.
Can I do a medicine check? Just actually, can you do a medicine check on something like this? Like,
I don't think you can, to be honest.
I don't think that's how that works.
Like, you could try to interact with it or something, but as far as I've heard so far, nobody said a word to it or tried to disturb it.
You would
I was
take notice
trying.
in its room too that there's like sounds of nature and
Yeah.
some lookings, like there's some things to make it look like nature in there instead of just a metal room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well then.
Hello?
Yeah, you hear like the birds and the bees singing and just kind of like a naturist. Definitely brings back memories of maybe one of the circle visits that you've had in the past, Flappy, whenever your circle has kind of like met up in the woods to look at the stars.
Hello? Are you awake?
It doesn't seem to say anything at this point.
My name is Calliope. It's nice to meet you. And she's going to craft a little apple blossom and just tuck it into one of the crevices, like probably around the face. I hope we get along in the future.
The head kind of like turns towards the druid craft. And it seems to have like a longing look on its face.
Do you like plants?
I used to be one.
Well, before we go, I can bring in some plants for you.
I am fine, thank you.
Oh. Well, I'm going to be going for a little bit, but could you do me a favor? She's going to pull out the pot of awakening, and I think
Yeah.
she has found a little shrub to put in it. It's like, can you watch my little friend for me?
If you have a pot, I have something we can plant.
Oh God.
No. I do not want that to wake up. Because whatever gets planted in this wakes up.
You know, we didn't have a way to plant beans on the ship until now.
I mean, most people just ingest it, and this is what happens.
If a bean goes near the pot, I am going to not be happy.
I pull out a bean.
The autognome puts its hand over the pot and says no, and moves it closer to him and protects it.
Thank you.
I put my bean away.
As you should.
Is it while we're still on planet? Is there any plants or anything you want us to grab?
I'm fine with this. And you hear like birds tweeting and stuff like that. Then he goes back into a permanent sentry mode.
Just guarding the little shrub thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
And the shrub thing is like underneath its left side, and I don't know. I think like this little autognome would like turn on a like a night light for it, right? Like some kind of light source for it
Little
to
sun lamp.
yeah, give it some lighting. Click.
That's 50 gold of someone else's money Calliope has ever spent.
True enough. Plus you have 100 more of it just sitting in your pocket.
Well, I did spend 10 of it on like
Knick-knacks,
things she's going to put in her
shrubs and
room.
fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so let's resolve something real quick with the engineering and stuff. Are we going to tap in and see what's up with the directions or whatever, or?
Oh, absolutely. The idea is we still have some time to wait, but I'd like to see if we can lock on this, find it and lock onto it now and just like have it ready for.
This is where we're going to end the session. That's why I brought it up. All right, so go ahead and give me that engineering check, and we'll kind of like go into
Yep.
it. Why?
At 20.
I mean, I guess that works, huh? The information database definitely gives you a signal that seems to be transmitting many, many light years away. And as you're kind of like analyzing it through the computer and going through database records, the name of a system kind of like comes across as Heifeng.
Ooh. All right, Shella. Definitely keep this in our sights, because I feel like this may be where we go when we leave here.
Roger that. And that'll be where we end the session for tonight too, my friends. So with that, let's go over announcements and get out of here, right? Join us Wednesday at 6 p.m. I'll try not to be late this time. Can't help it. I can't help it. Like that, I was driven. Anyway, I was a little bit late. I wasn't technically late, but I was a little bit late because I got distracted by an anime. Anyway, join us at 6 p.m. on Wednesday as Ishtaria and her friends will be Dragonborns going through the dragon challenges or what have you, and see if we can't make heads or tails of anything going on there. That's the Radiant Citadel at 6 p.m. Central on Wednesdays. Join us Friday for the open roleplay. So if you want open D&D, open RP Friday, ! Help, we'll give you a link to the game, a link to the Discord, and a link to a Character Mancer video so you can quickly learn how to make a character for the game without too much for me to have to sit down and make you do it. So I suggest you look it over. If you know how to use Character Mancer, there are timestamps, but make sure you pay attention to where it says you need to pay attention because those are rules for the Friday game as well. Join us again next Monday for Elsparia to Space at 7 p.m. Central every Monday night. And yeah, I'll be doing some streaming throughout the week. I know I haven't done very much because the OGL thing's been stressing me out. But we'll try to do some video games, some gameplays, or even movie nights in our Discord. So if you want to come by and watch some movies in the Discord with us, we'll be doing that soon. And gee, guys, I guess that's it. Be a part of the Discord if you want to be able to keep track of when I actually do go live, right? So that's I guess that's it. Say goodnight to Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and anything that seriously. Okay, there it went. I wish I knew
My
that
bad.
was coming.
I try and time it just right, and I
That's
never
all
time it
right.
right.
What
Say
did it
goodnight.
say?
Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Nah.
Let me
Alright.
hold the food.
No, he used the galaxy card to kind of
Night.
make it go into warp speed. Good night, everybody. We're gonna go fight someone to raid. Make sure you stay tuned, and we will catch you next time. And make sure you ask them, do you hear the calling?
You okay there?
I'm fine. Wait, where are my wings?
I know it might have been quite shocking if it did hurt.
He is a fake.
You can kind of see them if you. You can kind of see your wings.